Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Geeking Out. This is episode 5. Today we've got a pretty awesome show. It's really just going to be more of a catch up, but we also got some news to talk about from the recent showcases from Xbox, Capcom State of Play. No Nintendo yet because there really hasn't been anything for Nintendo, and also the Summer Game Fest, whatever they're calling that for the Video Game Awards. Talk a little bit about some of that stuff too. So, with that being said, I am Matt.
I'm Mittens.
Let's get into it. So, first things up. I want to talk about the Capcom event, which just happened today. So if you're seeing this now, it's about 2 days old, but the news will still be fresh. They announced a lot of interesting things. There was a lot of Street Fighter, the Capcom Fighters Arcade Collection, the Monster Hunter, Dragon's Dogma stuff. A lot of that I really wasn't paying much attention to, but it does look pretty interesting. The Capcom or Stadium Arcadia thing, or whatever that's called, it looks great. I am excited to play a lot of those games again. I'm a little bummed though, there is no Alien vs. Predator or The Punisher, probably due to licensing from Disney. I would say Disney and Fox, but Disney owns Fox now. So probably some licensing issues from that studio as to why we won't be getting Punisher or Alien vs. Predator, which would be awesome. I'd love to play those games on the, Xbox Series X or PS5 or whatever system, playing on one of those, Did you ever play any of those games back when you were a kid?
No. I didn't get into big into Capcom, because they had like the Resident Evil and stuff like that. I don't do horror, so they did a lot more of that. I know they had some fighting games, but I didn't play any fighting games really either. I wasn't allowed to. My brother wouldn't play with me, so.
Now, I was never big into the Capcom fighting games. Like, I did play Street Fighter when I had the Sega channel, play Street Fighter 2, me and my sisters, and after that, I never really played the fighting games, not until Marvel vs. Capcom came out. And I remember I'd always see them at the arcades, and I'm thinking, man, Capcom, Street Fighter, they're fighting X-Men? What's going on here? This is crazy. And I remember Juggernaut being the size of the screen, and I'm like, good lord, why was this character so huge, So I played Marvel vs. Capcom on PlayStation 1. And I remember thinking, okay, this is cool. This is what I wanted to play. This is awesome. But then Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was the one that everybody was talking about. And everybody still talks about it. They still want to remaster that, but I don't think it'll ever happen. Again, Marvel, Disney, it's up to them if they want to do it or not.
Yeah.
So the thing is, there was I might get that fighting collection, but when it goes on sale. I don't want to get it brand new. I'll wait for it to go on sale. The only time I bought one of those collections, like, first thing was the Beat 'em Up collection, and I was like, yes. Beat 'em Up collection, yes, awesome, love it, great. Like I said, they also announced some Monster Hunter stuff, which, looks interesting. If you're a Monster Hunter fan, definitely check out some of that stuff. Like I said, I really was not paying too much attention to the Monster Hunter news because it's not really my jam. I tried it once, and I just didn't feel it. I didn't like the game, and I gave it a chance.
Play with?
Yeah, I mean, back then when the game came out, I wasn't streaming, so I didn't know a lot of the people that I know now for streaming and everything. So maybe one day I'll give it a second chance, but for right now, it's not my thing. I'm good with not playing it. Dragon's Dogma is celebrating 10 years this year, and they're going to be doing a event or something in the next couple days or about a week from now, and it's just going to talk about some Dragon's Dogma stuff. They didn't really go too much into details, so we have to check back on that one as well. I think it's the 24th or the 25th when they're going to do it. But the big thing about, also they showed the not Dino Crisis game, Exo something, I forget the name. Exo Primal, I think is what it's called. The one everybody thought, oh, that's the Dino Crisis remake. What is this? And it's basically team-based multiplayer game where you're fighting against dinosaurs, and I'm like, if it doesn't have the words Dino or Crisis in the title, I don't care.
So and a lot of people, asymmetric.
I don't know if it's. I think it's more of just a standard multiplayer game. Like,
you don't get to be a dinosaur and attack people.
They didn't say anything about that. It showed mainly just human players inside of mechs and stuff like that. So it looks kind of like. I'm trying to think of a game that Titanfall with dinosaurs, I guess, is what it looks like to me. Titanfall with dinosaurs. They're gonna have an open beta or they called it an open test. They're gonna have that soon-ish. I don't know when they said it was gonna happen, but it's gonna be soonish. So that game happened. I'm still Capcom. Please, for the love of everything, we just want a Dino Crisis remake or Dino Crisis on the PlayStation Plus. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But the meat and potatoes of that show was the Resident Evil stuff. Now, Resident Evil 4, they showed off. Well, they showed off the Village stuff first. So let's go ahead and talk about Village. And I'm going to basically, this is a spoiler warning right now, guys, because there is some stuff they talked about that happens after Resident Evil Village. So if you have not finished the game, just fast forward to this timestamp, and you'll know the timestamp's coming up because I'll throw my hands up in the air like this to let you know that you can basically talk or listen again, or just skip to the timestamp.
If you're watching.
If you're
Yeah.
watching, yeah, if you're watching and you just want to skip ahead, just skip ahead to the timestamp or just mute it, whatever, it works. So spoiler warning starting now. So basically, they announced the DLC last year, and we didn't know what it was. And so they showed it off today. They finally unveiled it, world premiere and everything. And it takes place after Resident Evil Village. And if you finish the game, then you know that Rose, the baby, grows up to be an adult. So basically, this is 16 years after after Ethan dies, basically. So after Ethan died at the end of Village, she's still around, and she gets taken by, not taken, but she's basically working with some government agents and everything, and they're kind of like,
Yeah.
hey, we need you to go on this special mission. And everybody thought that was going to be Resident Evil 9. Turns out it's the DLC. So cool thing about that is that it's a new storyline, and I'm hoping it's a little bit longer than some of the DLCs from Resident Evil 7, because those were very, very short. They were very short, and you're going to go through the game as Rose. They didn't really go too much into detail with it, so it just looks interesting. It's showing everything that was happening with her after Village and everything. So I'm interested to see.
Is it after the last scene? Like, picks up right in the car?
Yes, it looks like it's going to pick
Okay.
up right there around that time when she is talking to the agent in the car and everything. So there's a character named Michael who is basically a ghost of sorts, and he's writing stuff on the wall saying, go here, do this, do that. It's interesting. I'm like, okay, so we got a ghost person over here helping us get through this level. But the interesting thing at the end of the trailer was they showed her talking to somebody who looks like her, and they're saying, she's sitting there going, oh, you look like me, and they're all standing there looking at each other doing the Spider-Man point thing, hey. And so I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. And that's about it for the DLC as far as spoilers go. So y'all can start listening again. Now what they did announce also was a new Mercenaries mode. Kind of, sort of. And basically, you're going to get to play as new characters. Chris, Lady D, and Heisenberg. No, not Walter White. Carl Heisenberg from...
Oh, everyone's going to be Lady D!
Exactly.
Everybody!
And here's the cool thing about that. She is taller than everybody, so when you're fighting your enemies, you're looking down at them. So I'm like, okay. And I will likely play as Chris the most because I liked his segment of the game where you could just go through and just shoot the hell out of everything.
Yeah.
And it's called, I think it's called the Mercenaries Other Assignments or something along those lines. It's got a little subtitle tagline, but here is the biggest, holy crap, thank you, Capcom, third-person view. They're giving Ethan third-person view in Resident Evil 8, so you can go through the game not in first person. I will gladly play through the game again in that mode, and I will continue playing it in that mode because as much as I like first-person games, that's part of the reason I just won't go back and play 7 or 8 right now because I can't stand the first person. It's so irritating. And yes, I know I've said before that Resident Evil started as a first-person game, but they couldn't get it to work. So yeah, I mean, the game was fine when I first played through it, cool. But now I go through it, I'm like, ugh. So having to be able to go through and play through it in third person is awesome. And it's funny because the clip they used was a clip they showed at a State of Play or something about a year ago. It might have even been the PlayStation Showcase. I'm trying to remember when they first announced the DLC and they showed this scene where you see Ethan's side of his face and everybody's like, oh my God, we're getting a third person view. And they never announced it. They never said anything about it. no third person view. And somebody's like, maybe it's just you know, it was used for promotion and everything. It's that same
Yeah.
shot, and I was like, no way, no, y'all are doing it. Y'all are holy crap, you were doing it. So I wish they would do it for 7, but I don't. 7's so old that I don't think they really care anymore about that
Yeah.
one. It'd been nice, but now Capcom, fixed camera angles, Resident Evil Remake 2, Remake 3, fixed camera angles, please. Thank you. Thank you
Well,
very
I
much.
don't have a problem with first person at all, you know, because Skyrim and everything
Yeah.
else that I play. So I'm okay with that. I feel like you get more of a horror feel and scared easier in that first person view.
Yeah.
Because that game scared the balls out of me. Like I
Well,
was done.
I never really got scared. PT scared me more than Resident Evil 7 did. And I think the reason why is because PT scared basically my soul out of my body. There was a scene in PT, I screamed bloody murder.
Ah.
And I don't think I've ever been scared of anything ever since then. So, you know, my soul was like, whoop, go to Shang Tsung. Um, so
Your soul is mine.
yeah, and they said that all 3 of those is going to be called the Winter's Edition or the Winter's Pack, and it's going to be within Resident Evil Village Gold Edition. Now,
Oh, okay.
we're not getting it just quite yet. It's coming out October 28th, 2022. Suck it, Call of Duty. I'm playing Resident Evil. Um, so, I'll still play Call of Duty. Just, I don't think I'll buy it when it first comes out. So,
Yeah.
they left us with that. They said, okay, cool. You know, here's all your stuff. Oh, RE-Verse is finally getting a release date as well. It's also going to be coming out October 28th, which seems like forever ago when they announced that, which was 2 years ago when they announced it with Resident Evil 3 Remake. No, not even that. 3 years ago almost when they
Oh,
first
wow.
announced I'm pretty sure when they first announced the remake of 3, they also said, oh, by the way, RE-Verse is coming too. And I was like, oh shit, RE-Verse, cool. I don't know that will do as well. I don't know how well it's going to do because people are just not on board with it. They're kind of like,
Yeah.
whatever. But it looks interesting. It's going to be free for, you know, all the people who own the Resident Evil 3. I think you were able to download RE-Verse, you know, no extra cost or anything. So I believe that's going to be free mode still. And they gave us one final thing. They said, look, if you guys can't wait until October, here's something to tide you over. Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil Remake 2, Resident Evil 3, available today, PS5. Although if you're watching this now, because this is Wednesday, is when this is going up. So if you're probably watching it already, then the PS5 versions are already out. And if you already own them, I believe they said digital and physical, no additional cost. You can upgrade for free, basically. I'm going to try it
That's
out here
awesome.
because I know I have the digital version of 7 because it came with the PlayStation Plus collection and everything. I'm still trying it with 2 and 3 to see if, you know, maybe at the moment it's not live yet. So I have my stuff ready to go for, you know, when we're done here, I'm going to check it out and everything. Usually when they said it, they go, oh, available today. And it's like,
Yeah.
several hours from now it's available. Oh yeah, available today. Not right now, but today sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are available today. And if you're catching this now, or if you're catching this video, it's already available. So definitely go check that out. If you have Resident Evil 2 or 3 Remake or 7, pop the disc in, upgrade that game, and then delete the PS4 version off your system, which is what I'm going to
Yep,
do.
yep.
I don't know. I don't know how much room they're going to take. I believe somebody posted something a while ago on Twitter. There's this page that talks about, oh, this is how much room your game takes up. And it didn't seem like it was going to be that much room. So I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's, you know, somewhere in the 20 gig range or not Call of Duty where it takes up my entire hard drive of memory. That's just
Yeah.
ridiculous that they do that. So
Yeah.
that was basically it for the Capcom news that I can remember. One other Capcom thing does run and fall into the PlayStation Plus service, which has released today. Yes, I know we talk about PlayStation Plus a lot, but I told y'all in the last episode I want to kind of try and do a, you know, this is what is new to PlayStation Plus this month. This is what is
Yeah.
new this month, blah blah blah. Well, we did say in the very first episode that we were going to talk and discuss about the PlayStation Plus premium service when it went live, and that is today. Now, I've already upgraded, and Mittenz is actually going to interview me on my thoughts on the PlayStation Plus Premium, basically on what I've been able to mess with so far. Since I had to work, I didn't really get to mess with it too much until I got off work, but I did mess with a couple games. So, any questions that you have,
Okay,
floor
so
is yours.
when you booted it up and everything was good to go, was there like a download or anything you had to do?
No, no, it was very simple. So here's how I was able to figure out where the upgrade was, because if you want to upgrade from your current service, so everybody has the regular PS Plus right now. If you want to upgrade
Yeah.
from that, you have the three tiers. You have the, I think, extra, deluxe, and premium. So I was going with the premium no matter what.
Yeah.
So what prompted me to upgrade, because I was going to go into the store and do it itself, was they released Resident Evil Director's Cut on PlayStation Plus. No, 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 not the DualShock version. The good one. The one without the
Oh.
fart music in the basement. The one that
Oh,
I love so much. The one that I
you were
showed
so
y'all.
hoping they
Yes, the
would.
one I showed y'all on episode 1 on my wall back there. That one. Uh,
Yay.
Now, a lot of people are excited about it, but I do have to warn you that game is locked behind. I'm not 100% sure, but it is locked behind the PlayStation Plus upgrade. I could not even see a price for it. Now, every other game that I was checking just to see, because, some of the games they offered to you at no extra cost. If you already bought
Yeah.
them, no problem. Siphon Filter was one of them. I think there was another game in there that popped up that said free. And I said, oh, cool. Well, let me see how much Resident Evil Director's Cut is. I was going to upgrade anyway. So when I saw that, it said upgrade. I'm like, oh. And a lot of other games, at least I don't know, because I think now that I'm in premium, it's not going to give me the price of any of them unless I'm checking like online or something. But I
Yeah.
did not see a price for that. It just said upgrade. It didn't say buy for $9.99, $5.99, this and that. I believe Siphon Filter did, but once I upgraded to the premium, it doesn't have the prices next to it anymore because they're
And you were just
included.
like, shut up and take my money.
Basically, and because I was upgrading from, they didn't even charge me a full $60.
Well,
It
wasn't that it was
they
gonna be kinda off because you have already do a service through PlayStation, so it was gonna
so
be a discounted price.
there was supposed to be a yes, and it was supposed to be half of the 120, which was the six another. They kept saying it was gonna be another 60. I'm like, okay, but it was
Yeah.
actually 30 for me. I was like, oh, I'm
Oh.
not. I'm not even complaining. I'm not even gonna complain about it that it was $30. Cool, great upgrade. And if you guys, I'm just gonna warn you now. If you happen to upgrade via purchasing a game like I was doing with Resident Evil Director's Cut, go all the way through the transaction. Don't just be like, okay, upgrade it and get out. It won't upgrade you because you're basically still making a purchase. So it'll count the game as zero, but it'll charge you for the upgrade if that makes sense. So what happened was I went in there, I went in my phone, I said, okay, Resident Evil Director's Cut, okay, upgrade. And then it says, okay, you're going to upgrade to, which one do you want to upgrade to? And then it gave you a list of tiers. And so I said, okay, premium. And then it had my transaction, but it still said it still wanted me to make the purchase, if that makes sense. I needed to go through and
Yeah.
finalize the purchase. I couldn't just back out, otherwise it wouldn't have upgraded me, which I almost did. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, wait a minute, why am I still getting charged? And then I looked at it again. I looked carefully. I was like, oh, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Complete purchase. There we
Complete
go.
purchase, exactly. Download games is exactly what I did. But I will say I'm having an issue with one game in particular. Toy Story 2 will not download. I don't know why, but that is an issue that a lot of people are having, not just with that game, but other games. People are unable to download them. And yes, I bought Toy Story 2 on PS3 like 10 something years ago, maybe longer than that. And it said, you've already purchased this game, so you cannot download it. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What? No, you should have it. It should say free right there. At first, I couldn't even
Yeah.
find the game. I couldn't even find it at first. I said, okay, it's not here, whatever. And I checked it again, and that's when it was like unavailable. I'm like, that is odd. And so some other people said they're having issues with other games. Siphon Filter is one of them that they're unable to download. They keep getting an error, this and that. And I'm like, Sony will fix it. If they don't fix it, I'm gonna contact him and be like, look, what's going on? Why can't I download this? Because I really want to play it with the modern filters. And
Yeah.
I will say the modern filters make the games look incredible. Um, so when you
Well,
play these, sorry, go
well,
ahead.
when you get the dashboard, is it technically just the same as it was previously? So you can like search the same way, everything kind of has its own category, you can just kind of go through it.
It changed a little bit, and there's a lot of stuff in there, and I'm like, oh golly, where is everything? You can still search for stuff, but everything's kind of just jumbled in together. So
Okay.
you'll see your catalogs. It'll say the only ones I've seen so far, looked at so far, was the classic games and the streaming games. I'm talking about the streaming ones in just a minute, but you'll see the different catalogs of here's your newer games, here's your PS5 games, PS4 games, classic catalog, streaming catalog, game trials, all the stuff they mentioned previously that they were going to have there is all categorized in its own thing. And I've only looked at like a couple of them. I haven't really
Yeah.
taken the time to look at too many because I was trying to, get some gameplay and everything too because I want to, record it and stuff and show it off. But um, just know that it's going to be the dashboard is going to be a little bit different. It's going to
Yeah.
look a little bit different, but you can still pretty much search for stuff. Just know that there's a lot of stuff in there. You're like, oh, Jesus, what is this? How do I find this? How do I find that? It's all there. Just, for example, you go to the classic library and you'll see one spot that says, here's all your PS1, PS2, PSP games. Check them out because we all know that the streaming is PlayStation 3 only. They are trying to work on it and
Hmm.
make it not be like that, but you'll see all the PS1, PS2, PSP titles, and a lot of those are the games that were released PS2 classics on the PS4, so those are still there. You can download them no problem. Um, I did not see Code Veronica, but I do have it on my system, and I'm sure they're gonna squeeze that on in there. So the thing is, a lot of people they're not understanding that Sony is not going to drop every single game at once right now. They're going to
Yeah.
slowly get things out there. They're doing it more like Nintendo does with their Switch Online stuff. They're just going to slowly get games out there. And they have said every single month, we're going to get our traditional free games at the beginning of the month. And then middle of the month, we're going to get classic, like 2 classic games, which is what Nintendo does. And Nintendo does it like sporadically. Like every now and then I'll forget the Switch Online is even a thing. And then they'll be like, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
you're getting 3 Kirby games. I'm like, oh, three, oh shit, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I have faith that Sony's going to make good on their promise. And when I mentioned Dino Crisis, an image leaked a while back. I don't know if it was real or fake, but it showed a picture of Regina from Dino Crisis. So people are thinking, oh my god, we're gonna get Dino Crisis on PlayStation Plus. Maybe not now,
Really.
maybe not next week, but hopefully soon. That's one of those games that people want. They're going to release the games that people want. But here's the thing about when it comes to trophies. I think only the Sony games are getting trophies, as far as I can tell. From what I've seen so far,
Oh.
only the Sony owned games are, and they said it's optional if studios want to add trophies to their games. It is optional. So maybe someday down the road, Capcom will be like, hey, Resident Evil Director's Cut, we're gonna add some trophies to you. But right
Yeah.
now, the only games that have trophies are the Sony games. So Siphon Filter, Hot Shots Golf. Actually, Jumping Flash doesn't have them, but Ape Escape does. Um, but I did check, see what games that I've downloaded so far that have them. Intelligent Cube has them. That I can't even imagine the trophies in that game because that game's so damn hard. But maybe down the road, some of these companies, these third parties, would be like, okay, yeah, we'll add trophy star games or the highly popular games. Like maybe if Resident Evil 2 or when Resident Evil 2 comes, they'll put trophies in that one because that's such a popular game. Or when Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid comes to the service, they'll put trophies in that because trophies, when they first released, some games didn't get them right off the bat. They had to start adding them. And Metal Gear Solid 4 did not get trophies until the game came out in 2008. They didn't get trophies until 2012. So that's how long
Oh,
it took
yeah.
them to add trophies to that game. I don't think they were intending to do it. I think Konami was pushing Kojima to add the trophies to the game, which when they finally did, I didn't even care anymore. I was like, I don't give a crap. I don't even want to play this game anymore just to get trophies because I'd already played that game to death. So I guess I can tell y'all a little bit about the gameplays themselves.
Yeah.
If anybody, do you have Switch Online?
I do not. I didn't get it because it was just like not enough games on there that I wanted to play.
So Switch Online, they took inspiration from that. They have this thing where you can rewind your game, and you can
Yeah.
rewind the
Yeah.
game in this one too. And if you can also do save states, which they also had in the PlayStation 1 Classic. If you bought that piece of trash, I have one. I love it, but Sony, do not do what you did with the PlayStation 1 Classic. Please do not screw this up like you did with that one. So there's also a bunch of filters, and you can
Yeah.
basically you can set the screen to Yeah, first of all, I'm just picturing the list in my head right now, but the filters you can go with, you standard retro, um, or I think there's default, retro, and then modern. That's the one I wanted to use. And so the cool thing about it is it makes the games more crisp. So I was playing through Siphon Filter earlier today, and I could just see Gabe Logan's face, and I was like, "Wow, I can see your face," and it still
Wow.
looks like crap, but it looks better. It looks like a shinier crap. Um, so
Oh
if
man.
if anybody's ever played any of these PS1 games on PlayStation 3, then there's a smoothing option. Even in the PS2, there was a smoothing option. This is like up there, like way better. So Resident Evil 1, I could just see everything
So smooth.
a lot clearer, a lot smoother. You can see the characters' faces, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is awesome. I can't imagine what other games they can release that will look this great. Now, the only
Yeah.
games it doesn't work with that little option is the PS2 games. I think they only did the smoothing and filtering and stuff for the classic, like the original PlayStation games, and maybe some PSP games. But as far as I can tell, I popped in or I booted up Red Faction, didn't give me the option because it was already a PlayStation Classic. It's technically a PS4 game, if you will, even though it's a
Yeah.
PS2 game. And the other cool thing is you have the option to download either the PS4 or the PS5 version of these games. Obviously, I'm going with the 5 because that's what I'm
Yeah.
playing on. And so they'll look a lot more clear, a lot more crisper on the PS5. And I'm just like, geez, yo, you guys worth the money. Um, Now, will I guess we can get to that in a minute. If you have any questions as far as games go, throw them at me.
Okay, so yeah, I like having that option to be able to have it in like classic
Mhm.
retro and then like you said, the more of the modern. And you said there's some that doesn't work with, but also we were talking in previous episodes about some of the games that were just going to be streaming only and some that were you could download. But I thought that was like the PS3 was a big issue because there's a lot of like source codes and stuff like that that aren't able to get anymore. Um, but that's not the case? We can download them, or is that
Not
still
the PS3 games. You still can't download
okay?
those. They're streaming only. You can if you want to save space, you can stream the PS1, PS2, PSP games. Right now, there's not a whole lot as far as those three systems go. It's basically whatever was already on the system already on the games library. So like my Jack and Daxter games are still there. Everything is still there. But the PS3, you as of right now, you cannot download them. It is only streaming, and that was kind of an issue they had with PlayStation 4 with the PS Now. You could not download them. You can only stream, and it has something to do with their some kind of special chip they use in the PS3.
Yeah,
And the thing is, don't give me that you can't do it because people are running PS3 emulators all the time. So there is a way. If they can do it, you can do it. That's all I gotta say
yeah,
about that. If they can do it, you surely can do it. You just don't want to. And
yeah.
they did say they're trying to work on it. And they're like, oh, this kind of thing takes years. I'm like, I bet y'all can figure it out, in a Thanos snap just without us disappearing. I'm pretty sure I can figure out quicker than that, if you really wanted to. I don't think they want to. There was one other, oh, there is a stretched option for the games, and it doesn't look like it messes anything up. Like they still look pretty good in the widescreen mode or the stretched
Widescreen,
image.
yeah.
Usually when
Okay.
you stretch out those older games, they look really bad, but these
Yeah,
actually look pretty decent. I'm like, okay. I think Resident Evil looked a little funny to me, but not too bad. I was like, it's not too bad. Like you can make obviously you can do your native, which makes the screen super tiny, and you're like, oh god, oh, I don't want it to be that small. I can't see anything. So you want to do the 4:3 to 16:9 or 4:3 to 16:10. That gives you a little bit of a bigger picture, and then you can also, like I said, stretch out the image, which takes up the whole screen, and it really doesn't look that bad. But I know some people they prefer the smaller box for their classic games. But just saying it does not mess up the image at all. It still looks pretty good to me.
that's cool. Are there any other options that they added to it as well that could modify or anything with the games?
Other than the save states and the rewind option, which is very helpful. When I was playing Siphon Filter, I died in this spot. I was like, oh, it's like, damn, that checkpoint's too far. I was like, wait a minute, rewind. There we go. Good. I won't do that during playthroughs because it's just defeats the purpose of the playthrough and stuff. But it
Yeah.
is nice to have it there. Maybe if I was to like stream one of these games, yeah, I'd say screw it. I'm using the rewind option. But other than that, not a whole lot that they added to the filters and everything. That was pretty much it. I mean, I still want to check out the retro one and see what that looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's just a CRT filter with the scan lines and everything. That's probably all it is. Um, so if you're gonna play them and you want the crispiest, if that's even what I'm trying to go for, image, you want to go with the modern filter for your games. Which is why I wanted to get Toy Story 2 because I saw what that looked like. I'm like, that game's already blurry as it is when I play it on my
Yeah.
Vita. So I'm like, oh, if I'm playing this on the console, I need to play it on the PS5 with the thing. And the good thing is I can go and delete some of these games off my PS3 and give that system some room again, some storage again. Um, I don't know if you can transfer saves from your older systems to your newer systems because they're technically counting these games as PS4 games, PS5 games. It does not say
Okay.
PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 in the because when when you're looking at them on the 5 and it'll say PS5 or PS4 in the lower left corner, that's all it says. It says PS4 or PS5. It does not say PS1, PS2, PSP. So I at this moment, there is not a way that I know of to transfer your saves. I hope so because I have a lot of 100% saves in these games that I really don't feel like doing a second time. But if I have to, I have to. That's no big deal. I'm fine.
Yeah, it definitely would be nice because I mean, you connect it to your PSN, it should be kind of accessible that way if they want to work that in.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can transfer or upload PS1 saves to the cloud. I've never tried it, to be honest. I don't know if you can. I think it's just like modern systems. I want to say maybe some games give you that option, but I don't know if that's 100% true. But yeah, I'm hoping still hoping that we get some other games that people want, like um, Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be one. Here's the thing: I was not expecting Resident Evil Director's Cut Regular Edition. So if they got that one, I can only imagine what other games that they're gonna throw in there that we have no access to on any digital platform. Because if you want to go download Resident Evil Director's Cut on PS3, it's just that crappy DualShock version that so
Yeah.
many people and I'm not joking. A lot of fans do not like that version. I mean, there are some fans who that's the only version they played. I'm not faulting for them or faulting them for that, but it's not the version I played. And when I first popped it in, I was like, "Oh, this music!" I barely made it through that game when I was playing it on my Vita. I barely made it through it because the music was just so bad. And I know I've mentioned that before on the show, but I'm glad they gave us the version that was, the one that I grew up playing, the one that I played for my first Resident Evil, which was that one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
and it's still new, so there's still time for them to start adding a lot more stuff
yeah,
on there and evening out the edges and stuff like that.
and I mean, if that game looks that good, imagine what Resident Evil 2 could look like with the filter, the modern filter, Resident Evil 3 with the modern filter, Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid. Just imagine what those games can look like with the
Yeah.
filters. And I really would like some other games like if Medal of Honor gets released, not Medal of Honor 1, but like, well, yeah, 1 Underground, the other ones, if it gets released with and the ability to use those filters, that game is going to look so much cleaner than it does. I've been playing through that recently and it's pretty grainy. I'm not going to lie, it is a pretty
Yeah.
grainy game and it is very hard to see what I'm doing sometimes. But if they could release it with a just being able to use that modern filter, yeah, I would definitely go for that one.
Sweet.
Um, but that is about
And
all I had for unless you have any more questions on the PlayStation Plus.
I was about to ask you if you had anything else we hadn't discussed yet, maybe that, surprised you the most or anything like that, but I think you covered everything when it
Yeah,
comes to it.
yeah, we'll just, I mean, right now, I think we got the month's games that we're getting, and so when July rolls around, I mean, just keep an eye on it, guys. If you have it, or if you don't have it, and just keep an eye out to see what games might be popping up that you might want to get the service for. But just know that some of them you might have to get the service in order to play them. Just like I think
Yeah.
Resident Evil was one of those games. I didn't see what other games were in there, but Resident Evil definitely was one of the games that I had to upgrade in order to play it. I could not just download it. And I think part of that was because it's not the version that was released on PlayStation 3, PSN. which is why Siphon Filter was free of charge because I've already bought the game so many years ago. That was one of the first games I got on PS3 when I got it back in '08. Um, so just know that some games you can buy no problem, but some games if you want to play them, you might have to get the service. And if you're not down to pay the 120, just do the month service. See if you like it enough to keep
Yeah.
it. I'm likely going to keep the yearly service. So when my subscription rolls out or runs out, I'm just gonna upgrade it again. No,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of stuff in there. Like I want to be able to play Infamous. I want to be able to play all my PS3 games on my PS5. And one good thing actually is that Shadow Warrior 3 released not too long ago, and it was released on PlayStation Now, but it didn't go to Game Pass. So I'm like, well, the new PlayStation Plus is coming out soon, so I will just wait until that comes out and play the game. Sure enough, today they go, hey, one of your wishlist games, Shadow Warrior 3, is available now on PlayStation Plus Premium. I'm like, okay, gotta play the first two, but hell yeah, let's do it. So, right now, I'm gonna say yes, it is worth it. Other than a stupid Toy Story situation, because I'm just a little mad about that. Like, I wanted to play the game as part of my video where I'm gonna be, you know, doing gameplay footage and just talking
Yeah.
about it and everything. Which, if you're watching this, what I'm actually gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna cut this part out and add that stuff in there. So if you do want to watch this part again with all that stuff in it, definitely check out that video when it goes live. But yeah, that is basically all I got to say on the PlayStation Plus Premium. I'm excited to see what they add to the service. I swear, if they add the Silent Hill games like 1, 2, 3, 4, Origins and Shattered Memories, all of them, I will shit a brick.
Yeah.
Because those games, I said it before, they are so hard to get and they are so expensive. A friend of mine just got Downpour today, and I checked the pricing on that. It's about $60. I'm like, Jesus. I paid $60 for it when it came out in 2012. Oof. So, other than that, I guess we can get into the topic of the show. Because I don't have any video game TV news to talk about.
Okay. That sounds good. We can definitely start with that. So the topic of the show is gonna be the Xbox Showcase and State of Play.
Right.
It's kind of can be incorporated with the news and stuff like that, but we definitely wanted to get more meat potatoes of this specific topic.
Yeah. So I guess if you want, we can start with the State of Play first because that was the first one.
Yeah.
Um, I don't remember a whole lot from it. The big takeaway from that one was the Resident Evil 4 announcement trailer. A lot of people thought it was Last of Us. A lot of people thought it was Red Dead Redemption 3.
Oof.
I said no. GTA 6 has come out before Red Dead Redemption 3, so
Yeah, you would think.
um so a lot of I don't remember too much from the State of Play. Like it was kind of meh-ish to me, but I do want to play that cat game Stray, which comes out July
Oh yeah.
19th, and it is going to be a PlayStation Plus game, I believe, in July. I think they said it was going to be free for PlayStation Plus owners, so um, definitely keep an eye out for that. It's going to be July 19th. Oh man, did you watch State of Play? Because there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember from it.
Let's just get it real quick.
There was a lot of indie titles. I remember that. Oh, they showed Callisto Protocol. That game
Oh, that's cool.
looks. It's Dead Space. It is the guy who created one of the Dead Space guys, and it is basically a Dead Space game, but for modern consoles and everything. Looks creepy. Looks
Final
creepy
Fantasy
as hell.
16 is one.
Yes, Final Fantasy 16
Okay.
is coming out next year.
Yes.
Looks
Summer
interesting.
2023.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm curious about that. I probably won't play it when it first comes out because I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan. I'm only playing through the remake of 7 because I enjoy it, and I'm about halfway through that game. I think. I don't know.
You'll never know until you're close to the end.
I think I'm almost to chapter 10. I just fought the giant house in that game.
Oh, that's so hard. I hate that fight.
It was pain in the ass. So yeah, there was a lot of State of Play stuff that looked interesting. What are your thoughts on what you saw from State of Play or what you read about it?
Okay, so a couple of Resident Evil stuff on State of Play. We got Street Fighter on there. Of course, Final Fantasy 16. I'm totally up for that because that's what I play is RPGs. So that's what I'm definitely gonna look forward to. Um, Horizon Call of the Mountain, is that a
Oh,
DLC?
it's a VR game.
Oh, okay.
They did a lot of VR stuff, and that was another thing I meant to say was that Resident Evil Village is coming to PlayStation VR 2, and Resident Evil 4 is getting a VR mode. The remake is getting a VR mode as well. So,
Oof.
you'll have yeah. I just bought Resident Evil 4 on Oculus. I have not played it yet, but I know it's probably gonna make me dizzy as shit.
Ugh.
So that was another thing they announced there was the Resident Evil VR stuff, which looks interesting. I can't imagine playing Village in VR. There's so much going on in that game.
No.
It's already tough enough playing it,
The panic.
in non-VR, yeah. So there was that. But what are some of your other thoughts on the stuff that you saw?
I do like Stray as well because that one looked adorable.
Mhm.
I did watch some stuff on that. It's too cute. Who doesn't want to be a little cat in the future?
Yeah.
Then there's a dating action game that they talked about,
Oh,
and then
yeah. I saw that and I was like, huh? The hell is
I mean
this?
it's interesting. It's so it would be more like maybe like a Rune Factory esque, but
Mhm.
not with any farming because it's like relationship building and then of course fighting. It's very, cell shade anime. So I think I would like that, especially when it comes to the quirky and lovable characters, is how they kind of determine like the characters
Oh
inside the
yeah.
story. Um, I would probably love that because I like a little romance and some cheese. Um,
Yeah.
Other than that, those couple of things that I just said, like Stray and stuff like that. Callisto, that one's horror, isn't it?
Yes, space horror.
Yeah.
It's actually releasing in December, and they showed a little bit of it at Xbox. No, no, not Xbox. Summer Game Fest, which was a couple days after that, and it's Dead Space. I was watching the gameplay, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh Jesus, what the hell?" um, Another big
The
announcement.
graphics look amazing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And another big announcement. It's not really a big announcement. I mean, we knew this was coming, and they didn't show it at State of Play, but Last of Us Part One, the Last of Us remake.
Oh,
Um, I'm no, nope,
no.
nope. It looks.
Why?
I'm gonna get it when it goes on sale because I watched the trailer and I said, you know what, that looks just like the version I have, just prettier. So it's like a remaster of the remaster.
Oof.
So it's
Okay.
essentially the PS5 version of the game, and they're charging $70 for it. That's why a lot of people are
No.
not happy about that. Like you're charging $70 for this remake of a game that is not even 10 years old. It's almost 10 years old. Next year it'll be 10 years old. Um, but I see where a lot of people are unhappy with it because it's like it just looks like a slightly prettier version of the game that I already have sitting on my shelf up
Yeah.
there. So, I mean that the one I have runs at 60 frames. I mean, yeah, it does look nicer. They when they showed the comparisons, I said, "Oh, it does look nicer," but it is not something I want to spend $70 on when I can clearly just play that one that's up there. So there's that. There was something else I was gonna bring up related to remakes, and I can't remember what it was. Shoot, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, your thoughts?
It'll come back. It'll come back to you. On the remake of The Last of Us one?
Yeah. Did you
Okay.
see anything
So
from it?
I agree with you. Yeah, it looks prettier. And I also agree with I don't want to pay $70 for something I already have. I mean, why? They didn't add anything to it other
Yeah.
than the better graphics.
They
Like not
also
even gonna be a DLC or something they're gonna add to it just randomly,
well, it's
like
gonna have
nothing else.
the DLC that came out for the game in
Yeah.
2014, but they have said that there is gonna be no upgrade. Which Sony did say a while back they were gonna stop doing upgrades from PS4 versions. So they said no upgrade from the PS4 version to this remake because it's essentially a new game and everything. And I was like,
Why
okay,
not?
I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the
It's
drop
not a
in
new game.
price. I just don't care to spend $70 on it. And one game I meant to say a game release, but the Quarry also came out in all of this, which was it's an Until Dawn type game. It's actually the
Yeah,
same people that
okay.
done Until Dawn, so definitely on the lookout
Oh,
for
so
that too.
scary.
But yeah, the Summer Game Fest, there wasn't a whole lot that like just caught my eye. And the funny thing about The Last of Us Part 1 is it was leaked way before the show even went live. And so when they came out on the show and they were talking about it, they were like, "Oh yeah, so this has already come out." And it wasn't supposed to be leaked early, and it just happened to come out early and everybody knew about it, and everybody was already having their doubts before the show even started. And then, when we saw it live, we're like, "Okay, you know, it looks good, not $70 good."
Yeah, yeah.
So I will wait for it to drop in price. And I think the reason they called it Part 1 is because I think they're looking at releasing a PlayStation 5 version of Last of Us Part 2 so that you can have both of them on your shelf looking nice. They're already both on my shelf looking nice on the PS4.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that's it's just $70 is a lot for a remake.
Yeah.
Like
I
that's
mean,
what
you're not getting anyone
well
that
that's
does
what
that.
yeah, that's what brought up the Quarry was that game is $70, but it's a new game. So I'd be
Yes.
willing to pay for that one. I still don't want to pay $70 for it. I'm gonna wait for that one to go on sale too. I'd much rather be willing to pay for a game $70 that's new, not a remake of a game that I've already played. Because you're starting to get into GTA 5 territory, Naughty Dog. I
Yeah.
mean, let's calm
Yeah.
down, okay? We've got 700 versions of GTA 5. I have all 700 of them. Uh, um,
Or Skyrim.
and see, that's another thing. That's another thing. I play Skyrim, the PS5 version. I play the PS5 version of GTA 3. I've noticed no difference in either one of those games. They look the exact same to me.
Oof. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there's really no difference. That's why I'm kind of like, I'll just wait for this and wait till it goes down in price, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, like I said, nothing else really caught my eye from State of Play or Summer Games Fest. So if you want, we can jump into the Xbox stuff, which
Showcase?
since the showcase was yesterday, which, and like I said, if you're watching this now, it was a few days
Like 3
ago.
days ago. Yeah.
A lot of good stuff they showed there. Starting with Redfall, which we didn't really see a whole lot of gameplay of that last year, but the game looks good. It looks like an Arcane title. Uh, it looks like if Prey, Dishonored, and Deathloop just mixed
Love
together.
child.
Had a love child, yeah. Vampires, it looks good. And then they showed one spot where you're in a carnival, and I was like, oh, y'all are doing a Lost Boys thing there. I see what you're doing there. You're making it like the Lost Boys, uh-huh. I'm not stupid.
Cult classic right there.
What did you think of the Redfall gameplay? Or have
I
you had a chance
definitely
to see it?
agree. I haven't had the chance to see it. I already saw some of the photos and stuff in was it IG magazine because I get that every
Mhm.
month. So I've already seen a little bit of like the photos of what's going on with it and the story behind it. Of course, it's really scary. So I
Well, you got
won't
to
be
see.
playing.
It's a team effort. So you got teammates with you, so
Yeah,
you won't be playing it alone. And they did say that
yeah,
it'll still feel like a first person shooter. It'll still play like a first person shooter game, even if you're not playing with other people. So they're giving you the
yeah,
option. It's not a straight up multiplayer game from what it sounds like it's going to. Arcane, I don't think they're going to be like that. I don't think they would just straight up say, "All right, screw you, solo players. This is multiplayer only. If you want to play it, you got to play with other people." I think they're going to give people the
yeah,
option, which I like. I prefer games that do that. I wish Predator Hunting Grounds gave us a single player, but they didn't, and that's why I've never really gone back and played that game. But there's a whole lot of other problems with that game. That Redfall looks awesome. Then they announced Hollow Knight Silk Song. I never played Hollow Knight 1, but I've heard a
neither have I.
lot of good things. And interesting thing, a theory or something that somebody said on this game was that this was supposed to be the GoldenEye announcement, and they switched with Nintendo because a lot of the rumors going around is that GoldenEye is getting remastered, and they thought it was going to be announced and shown off at the Xbox Showcase. And a little history on this GoldenEye remaster. I know I'm talking about a game that doesn't technically exist yet. It does though, because it was it started getting worked on back in 2010, right? So they could not
Yeah,
release it because you have Activision, Nintendo, Rare, all three trying to mix together and make another love child, right? So because Activision owned the Bond license, the Bond gaming license at that moment, I believe it was either them or Nintendo that backed out. One of them backed out of it and was like, "Hey, look, we don't want to do this. So screw you guys. And what happened was
Go ahead.
Activision said, look,
Mhm.
if we're gonna do this, we got to use our current James Bond. We can't use Pierce Brosnan, which is horse crap. They had to use Daniel Craig, and so that's what Rare was like, nah. Nintendo's like, nah, peace, we're out. So that's why we got the
Yeah.
GoldenEye remake on the Wii and Xbox 360 and PS3, because they said if we're gonna do this, we're gonna use our Bond that we have the license for right now. So
Yeah.
because Activision has nothing to do with them anymore, that's when they're like, okay, let's maybe try and work on this game again. So the rumor is that it's going to be released on Xbox One and Series X, as well as the Nintendo Switch. And people think that because they might be announcing it at a Nintendo Direct, is that they might be releasing it on the Nintendo Switch Online N64 library, as well as the remastered version. So a lot of people thinking that's what's going on. And unfortunately, sorry guys, there might not be a PlayStation version because it doesn't make sense for a game that was on N64 that's now owned by an Xbox company, or that's now an Xbox company, to go on a
Yeah.
PlayStation platform. So it just to let
Yeah.
y'all know now, don't expect the PS5 version. It likely won't happen. Um, but the reason why these rumors are coming up is because, and why people thought it was going to be Xbox, is because so many things keep leaking. Like Rare employees are unlocking achievements, and it keeps leaking to the damn Xbox website, and it's like,
Oh no.
okay, it's leaked to the website twice. It's obviously coming out, and just when is it happening? So a lot of people think Silksong was the game that was supposed to be announced at Nintendo, and GoldenEye was here. So that, I just wanted to, I know I kind of rambled a little bit there, but some people think they switched Nintendo and Xbox. Were like, hey, because Nintendo and Xbox work together right now as it is. You know, Banjo Kazooie in
Yeah.
um, um,
The N64.
Smash Brothers, and you have Banjo
Yeah.
Kazooie in the N64 collection, or in the
Yeah.
N64 Switch Online. So he's under the house of Gates, Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're like, hey, look, you know, we'll put Banjo in our game if you let us, you know, do this. So, and I think even Battletoads in Smash Brothers, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I thought one of the Battletoads was in the game. So yeah, Nintendo and Microsoft are just, you know, they're the bestest of friends right now. But Hollow Knight Silksong looks interesting. I do need to play the first one, but have you played Hollow Knight?
I haven't. I saw gameplay on it. It's a side scroller, I do believe.
Metroidvania style game.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm all for
So,
that.
it's definitely more quick linear levels,
Well,
which would be a fun one to stream,
yeah,
definitely.
no, and the good thing about a lot of these games that were announced at Showcase is that pretty much all of them are coming to Game Pass day one. I'm a little bummed that we didn't get Indiana Jones shown off, because Machine Games was like, "Oh, we're excited for the Xbox Showcase. Can't wait to see you there." I'm like, "Oh, they're gonna show off the game." Oh,
No.
where was it? But there's supposedly another showcase this week, so they might be showing off some of the stuff they didn't show. So chances are that's also why I brought up GoldenEye, because it might be showing off there too. Because you know, Nintendo, one time they showed off their Castlevania Advance collection for the Switch at their
Yeah.
Nintendo Direct, but then I think Microsoft or PlayStation had another show that week, and they showed it off there too, just to say, "Hey, look,
Yeah.
it's coming here too."
Yeah.
So
They
that
did do that. I remember that.
Hollow Knight looks good, but High on Life was interesting. That is basically Doom with the Rick and Morty cast, and I'm watching
Really?
this going, okay, it's basically this game where your guns are talking to you. It looks like it's a bunch of aliens and stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
like, at first I was like, this kind of looks stupid, and I was like, oh, this looks violent. It's like Doom, but with like,
This
you
looks
know,
violent.
with like adorable looking characters and cartoony characters, and it's also it's from the Rick and Morty guys. So I'm like, oh, okay, I do like Rick and Morty. All, you know, 3-4 episodes I saw of the show.
Yeah.
Um, so it looks interesting. It's called High on Life, and it's just you're going through basically a Doom style game, fighting aliens, giant eyeball things.
Huh.
It's like a it's like Doom if you were on, no, Doom is looks like Doom if you're on some kind of
Drug? Some hallucinogen?
yeah, some kind of hallucinogen. So this game looks like you Doom, but you're on the good shit, I guess.
But
Um,
more, yeah.
so that looks interesting. Most of these games are releasing later this year or early next year, so just keep in mind a lot of them are coming out. And then Riot Games had their stuff announced. League of Legends, all that stuff is coming to
Yeah,
Xbox Live or Xbox Series X, Game Pass day one. Interesting. I've never played League of Legends, but I know a lot of people who do love it. Have you played the game?
I have. I downloaded it on my computer for a little bit, but it's very toxic, so it's bad for your
Oh,
mental health. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
so it's definitely not if you play with people you know and not play with randos,
yeah.
that's probably the best bet to do it. It also says Legends of Runeterra, Teamfight Tactics, and Valorant on Xbox Game Pass
Mm-hmm.
this winter
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Yep. Very, very cool. I likely won't play any of those, but I
Yeah.
know some people who are pretty excited for those. Plague's Tale Requiem was also announced. I never played the first one, but it is sitting in my PlayStation 5 library. Um,
It received another trailer because
yeah,
we knew it was coming.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
watched PBD play it on her stream, and I was just like, "Oh, rats!" No,
Yeah.
because
Well, it's a
it's
plague.
rats, yeah, and it looked interesting. I was like, "Okay, cool." And what's interesting about that game is that the voice actor for the main character was the Rat Queen in Suicide Squad.
That's funny.
Um, so yeah, that looks interesting. It is also coming to Game Pass. Not sure. I don't remember when they said it was coming out. I guess I can gloss over Forza Motorsport real quick and talk about that. Um,
Yeah.
but Forza Motorsport is coming out. Looks like it's just I don't know if
Spring
it's a
of
new
23.
a newish game in the series. Like they got Forza Motorsport 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is just a standalone motorsport game. From what it looked like to me, it looked like it was like Grand Prix stuff. I don't follow these games.
It's not like Horizons. It's I like the motorsport games over Horizons, but Horizons became more popular. I don't
Yeah,
I didn't really get into it. I felt it was more constricting in Horizons and Motorsport. I felt like I could do a lot more in. I think it was four. Forza 4 was the first one I ever played, and it was on Xbox. And I enjoyed it because it had like cars that I worked on in it, and I got to soup them up with imaginary money. Um,
you wish you had that real money.
yes. But like Horizons, it just felt really constricting. You had to stay in like one like level and do one car for a certain amount of time and stuff. Motorsports was more like I can buy one of each car and race in anything with anything,
Right,
really.
right.
But the
Yeah,
graphics are amazing. So
yeah. No, no, no. Absolutely. And I played one Forza game. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the recent ones. I think it was Horizon 3, 4, 5 Motorsport. I don't know.
yeah, there's so many.
It was one of them. I started it and I was like, okay, this looks like fun. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah,
Um, Forza. If I'm gonna play a racing game, it's gonna be Burnout or Need for Speed or Test Drive, something where I don't have to do all that.
yeah,
Because I don't know the first thing about cars. I'm just like, it's like when I played Test Drive 5, it's like automatic or standard. I'm like, yes. I don't
yeah.
know what that means, but yes, have some. Um, yeah, no, like racing games to me, I definitely like to play the ones that are more arcadey. Like I was playing
Yeah,
through Cruisin' Blast on the Switch. Very fun game. It takes me back to the 90s of when I was pumping quarters into those machines and hitting the gas twice to flip your car upside down and do a spin. Um, so I like to play games that are racing games that are more arcadey. So
yeah.
Need for Speed is definitely yeah. I got Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Most
Pursuit.
Wanted. One of the Need for Speed
Uh,
games. I don't even know what the hell which ones I have. I think it's just Hot Pursuit remastered. Um, I like to play those games. The ones where you're getting chased by the police or you can play as a police officer. So that's
yeah.
those games are fun. But
And speaking of Forza Horizon 5, or Forza Horizons, there's 5 Hot Wheels also that was
yes,
announced.
I
So
may actually play that. We've been collecting Hot Wheels recently. Um, like ridiculous Hot Wheels. I found a X-Men X Jet at Walgreens, and I'm like,
wow.
I'm gonna get this because I'll never see it again, and I've never seen it again. I think my wife saw it once. I was like, no, 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 I got it. We don't have to, unless you want to get another one, so we can sell it. Um, so yeah, anytime there's a Hot Wheels game, I'm like, yeah, I'll try that out. And then I
Yeah.
change my mind. I'm like, don't care. Because it's DLC, right? The Hot Wheels is DLC,
It says
or is
it's
it its own
arriving
thing?
July 29th, and it's Horizons. Oh, it wouldn't even let me click on it. It said, "Oops, you hit an error."
um,
Maybe it's a lie then. It says it's arriving Xbox, PC, and cloud on July 19th is what it
Cloud
says.
Strife. I mean, Cloud Gaming.
Yeah.
Man, I'm enjoying Final Fantasy VII. I'm not gonna lie about that. But when I finish it, it's going off my system. It's going
It's such
away.
a good game.
I still got to integrate the play.
It says
Shit.
Overwatch 2 is going to be free to play
Yes.
this October.
Oh, we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah.
Um,
Simulator was the next one.
Simulator
Sorry.
was next, and what shocked the hell out of me is that this game's been around for 40 years. What the hell?
Yes.
What the hell? The series is older than me. Jeez. Um,
Oh, but it says it arrives in November and a free Halo Infinite add-on is
yeah,
available
you can fly the
today.
Pelican. That looks really cool. I don't know that I'd play Flight Simulator. The thing I'd take off and then immediately crash the plane.
Yeah.
We played this arcade game. It was like a Sega arcade. It was basically the length of like 3 computer screens, right? And I
Yeah.
remember we were at Dave and Buster's, and my sister was bugging my uncle to play this game, and he spent, I think it was like $10 on the game. It was a $10 game.
Phew.
Because Dave and Buster's, you have the cards and everything. So it was the most expensive game they had. He goes, I spent $10 on this game, and you crashed the plane as soon as you took off.
Oh, no.
So I might play Flight Simulator, but it's not on the top of my list to play right
Yeah.
now. But just so I can fly the Pelican and do the Top Gun stuff, even though I've never actually seen Top Gun.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Never seen Top Gun. Saw Jurassic World. That was good. Yeah, then Overwatch. But is this so? I thought this was going to be the Overwatch single player. They're still working on that, right? Or did they stop doing that?
I think they're still working on that actually.
Because I might
Um,
play the single player, but I am not a big Overwatch person. I've seen people play it. I've
yeah.
overwatched people play it. Um, but yeah, free to play, and I wonder if this has something to do with the Blizzard stuff as to
We
why
need a
it's free
sound
to play.
effect for corny jokes. Boom, boom.
Wah, wah. Um, I wonder if this is something to do with the whole Blizzard situation as to why it's free to play.
I don't doubt it. Only because there was a huge, huge thing going on and still technically is.
Yeah,
Let's see if it says anything on here.
because isn't Overwatch doesn't it have a very toxic community sometimes, or a
It
little
does
bit?
too. Yeah, it does as well. Because I mean, people take it very seriously. I mean, there's competitions and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It just says it's cross-platform and play and progression and feature a new 5 versus 5 multiplayer format. So I think it was going to be a larger like team, but they've actually reduced the team numbers. It was going to be like huge, like 10 on a
Mhm.
team, and now they brought it back down to 5 because it's not doable. You're going to be sitting in a load screen just waiting for enough people to hop in
Yeah.
to make a big team like that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I know some people are probably happy about that, but Overwatch is not. I know I've said it before. I'm not a big fan of multiplayer only games.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Evil Dead, where I have bots that I can play with, or even Friday the 13th, where you can actually play as Jason during certain time. But even the Jason one gets kind of boring. But if they give me the option to play with bots, I would do that. Or even like if I'm playing Call of Duty Zombies, I play that shit by myself. Like
Yeah.
I can get pretty far in that game, but I just don't like relying on other people to help me. And then they get mad if you don't have your headphones or headset. They
Yeah.
send you an angry Xbox messages like one guy did to me when I played Resident Evil 5. He said, "Oh, we lost because you." No, we lost because he sucked. Um, and then next was Aura History Untold. I must have been in the bathroom when this was going on because I had to pee. I
Yeah.
missed that, and I missed the Elder Scrolls Online stuff. And no, I did see the Elder Scrolls Online. I just didn't care. But did you have
Yeah.
anything to say on the History Untold game, or are you kind of we skip
I
over it?
didn't hear anything on that. No, I don't want to hear about it. No, it was me straight to a video. Um, Yeah, I don't really know. It's turn-based historical grand strategy type games.
Yeah, nah.
I'm okay with that, but if it's like battling war tanks and stuff like that, I'm not really big into it.
Yeah, no, I get you. Elder Scrolls Online, not a big fan. I played 5 minutes of the game and I said there's too much crap going on in this game. Too many people. There was no mute option. I could not mute the game, so everybody's just.
I like
And
that.
you got the
I like
baby crying in the back, and a guy, oh screw you, no fuck you. I'm like, I'm just gonna mute my TV. There, shut
one
everybody
second.
up. They did eventually give the mute option, but I'd already gotten rid of the game because I was like, this is not what I wanted to play. This is not what I signed up for. All right, so coming up next, we have Fallout 76 stuff. They're going back to the pit. Never played the
Okay,
pit. I mean, I played
yeah.
the pit in Fallout 3, but I never played Fallout 76. It was plagued with so many issues for me to even want to play it. But I hear it's fun with friends. I'm just kind of like one of those people like I don't want to play an online Fallout game. I just want to play a single player Fallout game. Even Fallout 5, it's probably ain't gonna happen anytime soon because they're working on that other game we're gonna talk about in just a moment and Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
6. But your
Um,
thoughts on Fallout 76 stuff?
and Elder Scrolls Online, because I've played both.
Okay.
The Elder Scrolls Online, I've played that pretty decently into it. I know I liked being able to like hear someone chatting when they walk by you. Like it's like, oh, it's so real because it's somebody actually traversing near you and
Yeah.
doing their own thing. Um, that's always fun. I didn't I kind of got away from it only because it was so just not enough stuff. Like, you just followed the story and you didn't really have, like, maybe 5 side quests to do, and it was kinda just one after the other, and it was just meh.
Yeah.
Got kinda boring with that. Fallout 76, I got it when it first came out,
Oh,
so
me too.
I know the issues from when
Yeah.
it first came out, and I hated it. There was no NPCs, so you didn't get really anything but the recordings to give you kind of what's going on.
Right.
Um, and it was just kinda just random, and then it got better, so they did a lot of updates to it. I probably played it 8 months ago, because a couple of friends wanted me to play with them, so
Yeah.
I got on there, and it was way more fun because there was NPCs, and there was other things that you could do, and it's like, "Wow, they really thought about it," instead of making it tank.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I felt like it was because there was more people playing now because of the NPCs, it also made it more fun because there was, like, nobody on when I first started playing it, the first couple of weekends that it was out, and it's just like,
Right.
there's not even anybody to talk to while you're here, but, that still has the voice option too, where you can have people talking and you can hear them, because I did have a couple people going by and you can hear them, but it's such a good game. I love Fallout, I love the Elder Scroll games. They could they don't need to be multiplayer, in
Right.
my opinion.
Right. And
They're really good with storytelling, so
yeah, and the thing was that I was gonna say was when they did finally add all that NPC stuff and everything, that big update that everybody wanted. By then, I didn't care enough to go back and play it again. I was like, ah. And I know
yeah,
PBD has told me before she wanted to do a collab on Fallout 76. I was like, I'd probably have more fun playing this game with somebody that I know than just a bunch of randoms. I just am not a
yeah.
fan of playing with random people, as I've said before. It's just uh, I don't know. Um, but maybe I'll give it a second chance. Maybe I will give it another chance.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a big maybe. But there's also a lot of stuff coming out in the fall that I just would rather play. I mean, we still haven't seen anything
Yeah.
on God of War. We don't. Rumor is that it's been delayed to next year, but we'll see. They have assured us it is still coming out this year. I'm like, y'all assured us that it was still coming out in 2017 or whatever last time, or Horizon. You assured us it was still coming out last year, and it did not. It missed the last year's date. So, see what happens with that. And then next up, yes, was your Verizon, Verizon Horizon 5.
What's a Hoozas?
Forza Horizon 5, the Hot Wheels DLC. I wasn't really paying attention until I saw the very end. I was like, oh, Hot Wheels,
Yeah.
Forza Horizon Zero Dawn 5.
So they're
No,
gonna look pretty yeah.
it
They're
looks
gonna look pretty
interesting.
amazing, of
It looks
course,
interesting.
but
Do you have any thoughts on that one?
it's just gonna make a lot of the I would say the more the older generation because I don't see a lot of the younger teens or whatever talking about Hot Wheels or anything like that, but they were pretty big when we were kids. Um, that will definitely bring more of the older generations to be more interested in
Mhm.
Forza, just because the nostalgia and how good they're gonna look. Because Forza, like I said, Forza's graphics are amazing. They look like you're standing right next to a real
Oh
car,
yeah, no,
so it's
absolutely,
gonna look pretty amazing.
absolutely.
Especially if they have a large, like, I don't know, option pool because there's so many different Hot Wheels.
Yeah, no. It definitely looks like it's gonna be a fun little game because GTA 5 did this recently with their one of their online expansions had like a Hot Wheels style racetrack. So I wonder if it's gonna be a lot like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But it's DLC, which means you have to have for Verizon, Forza Horizon 5 in order to play it. I keep saying that. Oh, it was a Hot Wheels expansion from Horizon 3. I did not know that. Okay, interesting.
We are
Um,
not sponsored by Verizon.
Next up, we have Arc 2 with some of Vin Diesel's finest acting, grunts, and that's it. Because that's all he's
Yes.
capable of doing is grunts and saying "I am Groot." Um,
Oh,
no, I'm kidding. Arc, I never played the first one, so I got nothing to say on this one. It looks
it's
interesting.
really big.
I was excited when they announced it. I was like, "Oh, cool, dinosaur game," and then I saw how it played. I'm like, not my thing. Um,
Because it's like an
yeah,
MMO RPG. So I know a lot of people who've created servers and have a very large community and a lot of people play on them. It's kind of like a better version of Minecraft because it's got dinosaurs. And you get to
dinosaurs.
yeah, you get to train them, you get to, they're like cows almost. Like you can put them in a pasture, however it's called, and just
Farmer
like chill with
John,
them. Yeah, you farming some dinosaurs
get that
and
dino DNA.
yeah.
Sorry,
And
I
of
am.
course you
Anytime I hear
survive.
dinosaurs, I gotta say that. Yeah.
So it's cool. It's a cool concept, but I don't the worlds are huge. They're
Oh yeah.
massive.
No, I watched Ultralight play it, and I'm just like, good God, man, this game is
Yeah.
massive. And it's one of those games. It's one of those games that's more fun for me to watch than actually play
Yes.
because I feel like I would get bored. That's why I've never played Minecraft or
Yeah.
any of those world building games. The only one I've really spent a lot of time on, not counting Farmville, but on a console, the only one I spent a lot of time with was Jurassic World 1 and 2, making those dinosaurs. Sorry, it's the
Yeah.
last time I'll say that. But that's a park builder. I don't mind doing park builder games because they're fun. And
Yeah.
SimCity is a game that I played a lot, even the SimCity on the Android phones. Fun game, just it's a very much a time consumer. So,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the open world building games like Minecraft or even Lego Worlds. I tried giving that game a chance because it's a Lego game, and I'm just sitting there going, there is way too much going on in this game for me to even enjoy it. So I'm just gonna pass on that one. But I know
Yeah.
I'm not faulting anybody for enjoying these types of games. I have my games that I like, and other people have they like the world building games. So you know, um, I know a lot of people were excited about Arc 2
Yeah.
coming out. Maybe I'll give it a chance. I think it was on it's either on Game Pass or it was released on the PlayStation Plus, not the new one, but it was a PlayStation free game a while back. So maybe I'll give it a chance and try it. Definitely not something I would stream or play for a YouTube playthrough or anything like that because I feel like it's a lot of grinding to do
Yeah.
in that kind of game.
Yeah, a lot of
Um,
farming, definitely.
yeah. So next up we have Scorn, which looks to me like a Doom style game,
Ooh, that picture
but
looks creepy.
it is an H.R. Giger inspired world. Now, if you're not familiar with who H.R. Giger is, watch Aliens,
Yeah.
Alien 3. He was the inspiration for the alien creature, the xenomorph in those movies. Um, so it looks really good. I was excited when I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm down for this. That is actually coming out October 21st. Suck it, Black Adam. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna watch Black Adam. Um, and it's day one Game Pass, so it's gonna be fun. And as soon as I saw this, I said, "Hell yeah, I'm sold, done, good, playing this game."
I'm watching the
It looks like
video.
it might be an indie title though.
Really?
I don't know. I couldn't really tell. The company that was making it, I'm not sure who they are. So
Kepler?
we'll see. But it's Game Pass, so that's something I will play day one, or not maybe not day one, but eventually, uh, day eventually.
I'm watching the video
I don't know if
now.
it's like straight horror though. Yeah, it looks creepy.
It looks like straight horror to
I
me.
thought it was like a Dead Stranding type game at first too.
Okay, yeah. And I
Cause
do see a lot of like the alien type
yeah,
aspect to it. Oh no, I'd freak out. Okay, so yeah, and it definitely like lost in space
hmm
in a weird alien planet type thing. Yeah.
yeah. And oh, speaking of Alien, there's a new Aliens game coming out. It's a top-down team-based thing. It looks like
Yeah, that sounds boring.
it's like y'all just made Fireteam Elite the same freaking thing. Just give us another single-player Alien game. How about that? Sega, Alien Isolation 2. Maybe, maybe not. I don't care. Um, next,
Flintlock, The
yeah,
Siege of
that
Dawn.
one. I wasn't really paying attention to that one, to be honest. I was not. I was not in it. I was like, GoldenEye, where are you? It looks interesting though, from what I did see. So I may check that one out. But
I
it is
mean, it's
not.
open world RPG.
Yeah. So
That's not something that you're into anyway.
no, 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 no. I am into RPG games. It just depends what kind.
Yeah,
So
but you don't like the open world
no, 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 no. I never
aspect.
said I didn't like open world ones. I didn't like turn-based RPG games.
Okay.
So if this is more like, say, Assassin's Creed, yeah, I'll definitely play it.
Okay.
The only kind of open world games I don't care for are like the Ark style games, the building ones.
Yeah.
This kind of game is something that I would. I mean, I'll give it a try. It's gonna be on Game Pass, so try it out. Why not? Um, but yeah, from what I saw, it looked a little like Assassin's Creed at times. Then you have Minecraft Legends. Uh, Paid no attention to that, but it's. I saw the trailer and I said I know some people who are going to probably be streaming this. They're going to try and make it the next big thing. So, um, that is it's basically a HUD world. So how you were like Tiny
Okay.
Tina's Adventure or Wonderland or whatever, where you're in
Yeah.
the HUD worlds where you're actually playing the game. It's going to be like that, but you're actually building things inside the HUD, the overworld, not the HUD world, the overworld.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like overworld building in Minecraft. It's called Minecraft Legends. Looks funnish, but not something I would play. Um, yeah, not a whole lot on that one, so we'll gloss over that. Lightyear Frontier looked to me like um Titanfall meets the Buzz Lightyear movie that's coming out on Friday.
No, not the Buzz Lightyear movie. What's the game?
Oh, No Man's Sky?
No, My Time at Portia. Because
Okay.
that's what the graphics kind of look like, and it is kind of world building too.
And they did mention they say Stardew Valley as well, which I've never played either, but I know some people who love
Yeah.
that game. This is one I saw the trailer. I said, interesting concept. Again, not my thing.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really relaxing. I don't see like any, and it's multiplayer, so that's cool.
Yeah, so we'll see how that one goes.
It doesn't look like it's like any kind of fighting or anything. It's the music is really chill. I think it's something I love.
It looked like it was a not Fallout, like a first-person Farmville game to me with
Yeah.
Big Daddy walking around because he had the little drill on
Yeah.
his hand. I was like, oh, Big Daddy, okay.
Yeah.
Farmville Bioshock crossover that we didn't ask for, but you're giving us no.
And it's
Look,
be chill.
yeah, it looked interesting. I mean, again, Game Pass may give it a try, may try it out. That's one of the reasons I love having Game Pass is that I can
You
just
have the
check out these
option.
games. I have the option to check them out. If I don't like them, I do not have to keep them on my system.
Yeah.
Um, these next couple of games I really wasn't paying much attention to. You got Gunfire Reborn, which is a shoot 'em up roguelike that will release in October of 2022. It looks like a bunch of
Yeah. They're
mascots
animals.
fight animals, mascots fighting each other. But it
It's
says
kind of like go ahead.
well, it says Reborn. So was there another one that I'm
I
not
don't know.
knowing about and I'm not seeing
It
here
looks like Overwatch
with animals?
with animals. Yeah.
So that yeah, Game Pass again. Check it out. The last case of Benedict Fox.
Mhm. It's Lovecraftian,
Yes.
so it's gonna be
So
definitely a little horror in there.
and this picture here looks like he's fighting a demigorgon.
Oof.
So I will check this one out. It's a Metroidvania. Sold. Good.
Yep.
I will play that. Play the hell out of it too. Because at first I saw the trailer, I was kind of like, it's one of those games that I'm not really fond of. And then I started watching more, and I was like, okay. Now it says Metroidvania. Definitely gonna check that one out. Um, but that's not releasing until next year. This next game
Yeah.
looks interesting as Dusk Falls, and it seems like it's gonna be kind of like a Walking Dead,
Oh.
Until Dawn, Man of Medan style game where your choices affect the story. But the cool thing about it is you can play with up to 8 people multiplayer. So you have 8 people controlling. I think it's just 8 characters throughout the whole game, and you have a person controlling all of those characters. But it looks interesting, and it's got like real life faces, but they do like this weird like movement, like motion comics kind of thing where
Yeah.
they'll move, but you don't see them turning their heads like this. It's just one of those like that,
Yeah.
but a little bit faster, if that makes sense. Or like a little smoother than that. So it's cool the movements, but then also their when like a car crashes or something, it actually crashes in real time kind of thing. So I was like, okay, this looks interesting. May check that one out. Also Game Pass again. This next one is Naraka Blade Point. I was not paying attention to that one. I was like, what is this? So I did not. That one didn't care for that one.
So it's another battle royale, it looks
That's what it
like,
looks like
but
to
what's
me.
gonna be more of like era of like Edo
Yeah,
or something like that. But it says also that they're teased a new campaign mode, so there's gonna be it doesn't necessarily have to be multiplayer.
that's what confused me when it
Maybe
said
later on.
new campaign mode. I was like, well, has this game been out before? Is it a remaster? So I may try it just for the campaign to see, what it's like and everything, because it looked like not Okami. There's this other game that came out on Xbox. It was a Sega game called Otaki or something like that, and it looks a lot like that. It was a game that played a lot like Strider, not Strider, Shinobi mixed with
Okay.
Ninja Gaiden mixed with Devil May Cry. So a lot of those 3 games, or all 3 of those games, again, mixed together, made a love child. And this game came out. It's a Togi, I think it's called. And if anybody knows what the game is in the comments, please correct me on that because I can't, off the top of my head, I cannot see what it's called right now. But I think that's what it was. I made 2 of them, and they looked very fun. But that's what this game reminded me of. So I may check it out for that aspect alone, just for that, because I did enjoy, the demo I played for that game. I've never actually played the game, but it's on my Xbox, library now because it's backwards compatible.
I'm watching the
Um,
video pretty quickly, and
yeah.
it's just like a really cool, like I said, like Edo. There's a Goro type character in
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like Mortal Kombat, but like the battlefield is larger.
When I
You can
s-
kind of go throughout the scene, it looks
yeah,
like.
when I saw that 4-armed character, it words. It reminded me of Azura's Wrath. If you've ever played that, and he had 4 arms, so he looked a lot like that character. It was I think a Sega game on Xbox 360 and PS3. It's stupid expensive now, from what I've
Mm.
heard, but it reminded me of that. I was like, that character. I was like, oh, okay, looks interesting. So I'll check it out just for the campaign at least. I'm not a secret word of the day. I'm not a big fan of battle royale games.
Yeah.
I tried a couple of them and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Well, technically, Evil Dead is a battle royale game of sorts. You got to actually find your weapons
Yeah.
when you start each mode. So I guess I can say I do like one of them. But Warzone and what's the other one? Apex. Not a big fan. Um, Obsidian announced their next game. Pentiment is the name of the game, and I kept thinking of
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when he says the penitent man should pass.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. I might check that
Uh,
one out.
it's strange. I'm looking at the video of this one too, and it's like a book,
Yeah,
and you're reading it, but you're also a character
in the book.
making choices.
Yeah,
But it's got so many weird puzzle finding and all kinds of stuff that you're doing in it as well. So
yeah. It looks
it looks
interesting.
cute.
Um, Definitely worth a check out. I don't know if it says if it's coming to Game Pass or not. I don't see anything here for that.
Yeah, and Game Pass.
And
So
Game
it's
Pass, okay.
November 22, Xbox, PC, and Game Pass.
Okay. Um, Next up, we have Grounded, which I thought it was already out. Uh, People were talking about that game a long time ago. Apparently, if you mess with the settings a little bit, it makes the spider look not scary. And it makes it look cute. So this is basically Honey I Shrunk the Kids, the game.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
there's four kids who have been shrunk, and they're going through a backyard trying to find a way to become normal size again and all that. And you got this little robot helper which goes, so he looks like Rob the Robot from Nintendo. And I'm interested. I'm interested in checking this out. Um, I just gotta see if anybody else wants to play because I believe it's a multiplayer game. But you go through basically making weapons, making this, doing that stuff, and fighting bugs and protecting your, not really tower defense, I guess, but protecting your base from the bugs that are attacking and everything. So it's an interesting thing. I definitely want to check it out. But what are your thoughts on that one?
I, of course, love those movies, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So, um, it would be totally cool to be able to be one of the shrunken kids in the grass and trying to avoid lawnmowers, trying to suck us in and
And
stuff.
eat a giant
Um,
oatmeal pie or
yeah.
oatmeal cookie.
That would be, and then befriend an ant. Like, I'd be cool with that. That sounds like a very, very fun and interesting dynamic to
Right.
even play as. And especially since I was watching some of the video of it, and it's very late 80s,
Hmm.
early 90s. So it like nostalgia just swamps you. So like
Yeah.
it's going towards like our age. Like we watched those movies, we enjoyed those movies, and then they have a game that's kind of like it, but they can't say the name of it. That's awesome. I like that.
I saw that movie in theaters when I was just a wee little child. My mom took me to go watch it. I don't remember much of it when I saw it in theaters, but she also took me to go watch Christmas Vacation, which is not a movie for kids
No,
at
not
the
really.
of the age of 3 years old. Um, Next up is Urban Shadow Legacy. I don't even know if I saw the trailer for this. I think I wasn't really paying attention. um, but are you watching the trailer for that one right now?
I am. It looks like it says fantasy violence, so there's like ninjas and robots going on.
Oh, maybe I did see
Yeah.
this one, and I just
Yes,
it kind of went in one ear and
went
out
in
the
and
other.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you're a stealth ninja and you're killing all these robots.
Oh wait, so yeah, I was away from the TV at this point because I came back when the Diablo 4 trailer was going on. Um, but I'll let you get your thoughts on the Urban Shadow Legacy and what you think on that.
There's another game that's kind of like this, I feel like. It was one of the first games that came out on PS4 or Xbox X. Was it called Shadow? No. Thief. So it kind of reminds me
Oh,
of that.
you're going way back. That's like a
Yeah.
original PS4 Xbox One title, like
Yeah, so I said it was one of the first
few months
ones.
after that. That was when they were still making PS3 games. I never played. I didn't get very far into that. Got about midway through that game, and I never actually finished it. I still have yet to finish that game. I don't know why. I just never went back and played it. I enjoyed it. I
Same.
was having fun with it, but I think the thing was I had two systems. I had a PS4 and an Xbox One, and I was trying to play games on both systems, and I had to pick and choose
Yeah.
which one I wanted to play. So, I had just gotten done playing. Actually, I wasn't even done with Dead Rising 3, so that's probably why I didn't finish Thief. I just went back and played Dead Rising 3 a bunch. Um,
Yeah. So it kind of reminds me of that with the how dark it is and how you're using shadows and trying to
mhm,
defeat other people, I guess, more powerful than you,
right,
but instead you're using ninja and robots. So you've
right,
gone to the future more like instead of in the past with
right.
arrows.
Um, okay, so I got a little ahead of myself here, but Diablo 4 was next. I came in about a couple seconds into that trailer, and I right off the bat I said, "Is this Diablo?" And sure enough, it was Diablo 4, and they showed off the new Necromancer class, which I believe was a character in Diablo 3, a character class, but I think this is going to be like, that was DLC. This is going to be like straight to the point in the game, no DLC or anything. Um, the interesting thing about Diablo 4 is that it is going to be both cross-play, cross-progression on PC, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, and Switch. So they're going
Yeah.
all out. Very interesting, very interesting. I don't know if we really saw any gameplay that I can remember. I think it was just a CG trailer, if anything. But I couldn't tell if it was Diablo 4 at first. I said, this looks a little almost cartoony because the Diablo 3 trailer was like serious. And I mean, this one's serious too, but it looked a little cartoony to me at one spot. I was like, this doesn't look like it looks like it might be like a rare game or something. But then sure enough, it was Diablo 4. And I'm like, okay, I'm interested. I will definitely play this one. And again, it's releasing next year, so maybe it'll come to Game Pass. I don't know if it's said for sure, but if Diablo 2 Resurrected didn't come to Game Pass, then I don't think Diablo 4 is going to come to Game Pass. I think
Let's see.
they want to charge people for that one.
Yeah, it's definitely just the CGI video that they've released. Games are heading in next year. It doesn't say if it's going to be on the. Oh, wait. Coming to Game Pass. Will launch for PC in 23. During the showcase today, many games were announced as coming to Game Pass with most as Day 1 launches.
Okay, so it is
Neither
going.
Microsoft or Blizzard has committed to make. Nope, they haven't committed to
Okay,
making this one a Game Pass game yet.
maybe not
But it
yet.
could be possible. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
like
yet.
down the road. And then next up you have Sea of Thieves. I tuned out completely on this one.
I never got into this game, so
I tried it. I got as far as creating something, and I was like, not my thing. Again, secret word of the day, not my thing.
not my
I
thing.
couldn't get into it. I know some people love this game.
Yes.
I just couldn't get into it. I was like thinking to myself, Rare, you used to be so great when you made Nintendo games, and now you're just making games that just. Well, also, Sea of Thieves was plagued with issues at the beginning of when it launched as well. So I think that was another reason why I just never gave it a chance because it had issues, and a lot of times when these games have issues at launch, it takes them a bit to finish or fix them, and I just never thought to go back and try it again. I just was like, I don't really care enough to try it, but my favorite part of the trailer was when the guy says, "You can name your ship as long as there's no profanity." So they named it like Booty McBoot or something like that. Ravenlock, don't think I saw any. I don't know if I was paying attention to that, so I don't know what Ravenlock is.
It kind of reminds me of Alice in Wonderland, like story-wise.
Okay,
And it looks really it's very it's cute. It's very cutesy because
right,
she's kind of chibi and some of the stuff is really pixelated, but they're combining the pixels with also like newer, cleaner graphics, so it's unique in that aspect.
right.
It looks kind of Kingdom Heartish, okay, if
Okay,
I could say,
okay.
because the battle system and stuff like that. So you're looking at it, it's Kingdom Heartish in my opinion.
All right, I'll check that out.
Real-time combat, giant bosses, time-based puzzles, maybe Zelda? Legend of Zelda-y, if we can go with that.
I'll definitely check that one out.
Yeah, that one looks cool.
Um, Next up we have Cocoon, which
The
looks like
movie?
no. A game called yeah. I saw the same thing. I was like the movie. No, Cocoon is a sci-fi puzzle game from Geometric Interactive and lead gameplay designer. I'm not even gonna say his name. I'll mess it up. But he also worked on Inside and Limbo. So this game looks like Portal, and you're basically taking
Hmm.
balls around the.
I was
Sorry,
drinking water.
sorry. No, that's you're carrying balls around the thing, but they're
Orbs.
orbs. Okay, there we go, orbs. But they're like portals. So you drop one into the thing, and it'll drop you in this little tube and you'll fall down without dying or whatever. You get another one that'll basically transport you. There's one that you can only see a pathway if you're carrying that orb. So I thought that was cool. I was like, okay, this reminds me of Portal a little bit because of the going through the different, orbs and going
Yeah.
through tunnels and stuff. So I was like, okay, I could definitely play that one. That looks like fun. So definitely
Oh,
check out the trailer for that one too. It looked
okay,
very
yeah.
interesting.
Going to the different balls. I can't.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm watching it. You said it's space travel?
This one looks like to me, not really space travel, but like you'll go through and it'll if you've ever played Portal, there's some spots where you can travel through a wall, so one of the orbs will let you travel through a wall, or you drop an orb to unlock another door or something like that. It looked very much like a Portal game where you had to use one orb to do one thing and another orb to do another thing, and this and that to get you through a
Oh,
level. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I'm watching that. It's a lot of puzzle.
Yeah, it looks like one big puzzle game in a cocoon.
There was another game
Oh,
kind of
well,
like this. I couldn't
the reason it's
remember.
called Cocoon is because you the trailer you start off you're coming out of a cocoon and you're like a human, the
You're a
fly.
bug thing. Yeah,
You're
you're like a
you're the you're the
gnat.
fly minus the gross, Jeff Goldblum version.
Ugh.
So yeah, I'm interested in playing that. So definitely something that I'm gonna have on my
You know, it'd be
list.
really cool too if that's multiplayer as well.
Yeah, they didn't really say much on if it was or not. They just kind of showed the trailer and I was like, here you go. Next up,
Ooh.
those teasing bastards showed the Team Ninja. I was like, oh, I thought it was Ninja Gaiden 4, and it was not. It's another game that's going to play a lot like. Actually, I also thought it was Neo 3. So for a second
Mm.
there, I thought it was Neo. But I think Neo is only PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken. I think that is only a PlayStation game. Um, but this game, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, looks a lot like Sekiro meets Ninja Gaiden. And I'm
And
all for it.
zombies?
I'm all for playing this one. I'm like, hell to the yes. Um, and it says it's going to mix historical and supernatural elements, including mythological mythical creatures like dragons. Releases early 2023, confirmed to be day one on Xbox Game Pass. So, again, another game you can check out for Xbox Game Pass on day one.
Did you say like kind of like Dynasty Warriors too? Did you say that?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
But I think
It
Team
says
Ninja did work on a Dynasty Warriors game at one point.
because it kind of looks like the same graphics. I don't
Oh
see the
no 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 no!
massive.
It's called Fallen Dynasty is the name of the game.
Okay.
That's probably what you
I was
heard.
like, I didn't see like a lot of massive battle scenes in
Right.
this video like they would do on Dynasty Warriors, but it does say like Ninja Gaiden are closer to Neo.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely something I want to check out. It means it's gonna kick my ass, but hey,
yeah,
it is what it is. Those
it looks
games they're
pretty
meant to be
cool.
kicking your butt.
But the
But
next one,
Persona was the next game.
yes,
That was a big announcement
Persona
because
3.
a lot of people were talking about it possibly being announced here because there were rumors that it was coming to Xbox, and it is Persona 3 Portable, which was on the PSP,
Mhm.
Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5 Royal. And I know I think I heard PBD screaming with joy from over here when they announced
Yeah.
Persona 3 Portable because that is like she kept saying she's always said if they ever release this on like a console or something, I would play the crap out of it. So she was all happy for that. I've never played any of these games, but I do want to
Neither have
check them
I.
out. I know they said Persona 5 is going to be the first one in October 21st, which is they're probably doing like a thing like they did with Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 on the PS4 and Xbox One, where they released them, a couple months apart from each other. So
Yeah.
that is something that's going on. I never played them, but I might give them a try. Next up, we have the Hideo Kojima and Xbox partnership, and
Yeah.
they didn't say what the game was. Just that he's working on a game with them, and there's a game he's working on that supposedly is rumored to be called Overdose or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a horror game, so I wonder if
Yeah.
that's what this is. And if this is an Xbox exclusive game, Sony fans are gonna be not happy. I've already seen it before. People getting mad at the thought of him even working with Xbox. It's like, guys, his company is not exclusive to PlayStation.
No.
It is
No, it's not.
unless Sony came in and bought Kojima Productions. He is not exclusive to PlayStation. Death Stranding is, but he can go wherever he wants. He can work
Yeah.
on whatever game he wants with whatever company he wants. Kojima, can you please go back to Konami and stop them from messing up a Metal Gear remake? Thanks. All he did was say, I'm happy to be working with Xbox and everything. This is when Phil Spencer came out and he started talking and doing his stuff. And then we had the big one of the show, Starfield. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie, I fell asleep about halfway through the gameplay. Not because it was boring, I was just tired because I had just eaten a big lunch. But
And it's 15 minutes long.
it's 15 minutes long. But I'm gonna be honest, Starfield, Fallout in space, Fallout 4 in space, Skyrim in space.
Ooh, I would like that. Okay, let me
No,
get past
no,
the.
it looks fun.
It is by
It
Bethesda,
looks
so of course.
fun. It looks like a Fallout game in space. So you know how in Skyrim where you level up only by using your attacks and all that fun stuff, you level up. Um,
Yeah.
this one is basically Fallout. So when you're going through Fallout, you find a new area and it says, "Oh, new area. You found the pit stop.
Yeah.
XP 5 XP
Increase.
6
Yeah,
XP
yeah,
increase."
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they did this where the guy was walking around and he found a new area and it gave him XP. I was like, "Oh shit, okay. So this is
Yeah.
essentially a Fallout game, but you can travel through different planets. There are thousands of planets you can explore and go to in this game." And I'm just like, "Holy
I would just
crap."
get lost in it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm never going to finish this game ever in
There's a
life.
story? No.
I mean, well, apparently there is a story. You can talk to characters and everything. I don't think this game was ever going to come to PS4 and Xbox One. I think it was always going to be a PS5, next gen title, PS5, Series X, and everything. So, um, very interesting. There's a spot that reminded me of No Man's Sky where you're mining for ore, like they were mining for iron, and you can customize and build your own um outposts
Equipment? Oh, yeah, okay.
outposts and stuff like you could do. What were they called? Sanctuaries or settlements. You can build your own
Settlement,
settlements and
yeah.
stuff, like in Fallout 4. But you can also customize your own ship.
Nice.
You can make your own ship, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make the Millennium Falcon if I can." Can you imagine? When they said that, I said, "All these people are gonna make freaking Star Wars or Star Trek ships related or
Yeah.
looking ships in the game." Which would be cool if you could, and I don't know if they said it, I might have missed that part, but it'd be cool if you could upload it for other people to use, but
Use.
I don't think they're gonna do that. It's not gonna be like what's that other game? Like the WWE games where you can make your creation
Ooh.
and upload it.
So
But
he's mining with a laser.
yes, with the laser. A
Okay.
laser. Um
Laser.
and so I was watching the gameplay and I just said, you know what? I am totally down for this, and I do not mind that they delayed it to next year, which means it's probably gonna be early 2023.
So it's not
Because
multiplayer, but it's, like, massive?
they mentioned multiplayer, I was like, eh.
Oh, they are gonna have multiplayer?
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
like, so many planets.
I don't know if they are. um, I wasn't really paying much attention when they started talking about that stuff. They kind of lost me after the customization. I was like, oh, like I'm just sitting there going, holy moly, there's a lot of stuff to do in this game. But
There
it
is.
feels like No Man's Sky, but jacked up, like like
Okay.
up. You know, you got No Man's Sky here, and then here's Starfield just through the roof of
Yeah,
you
and
know,
definitely Fallout with the, like, apocalyptic.
yeah,
Like, he's going I'm watching some of the previews and stuff like that right now, and it's like he's finding settlements that were obviously filled with people, but now he's fighting pirates. And the other people are gone.
right.
So very Fallout-y. So I would definitely wanna know, like, what happened.
Right, and they
Why
did.
are we here?
Yeah, no, and they did show. I'm looking at it now. I'm reading the last bit of it here. It says, they said it revealed that it will take place in a cluster of over 100 solar systems, one of which contains 9 fully explorable planets. So if that's the size of like a Fallout map, can you imagine?
Yeah.
And again, I repeat, I will never finish this game, and I just
Oh,
that's not because I don't want to. I just there's so much to do in this game. I probably won't finish.
yeah.
It's like Skyrim on
That.
serious like coffee or something. Serious caffeine, just whew, all jacked up on Mountain Dew or something.
Yeah.
So I do want to play it, and it is going to be Game Pass. So that is one thing I'm excited for. I don't have to worry about paying for it. If I do want to buy the physical edition, I just wait for it to drop in price. But yeah, the game is going to be massive. It's going to be
Oh, okay.
huge.
There are NPCs and, like, settlements
Yeah.
that are still thriving. Okay.
Yeah, you can. They showed people talking to you, like characters talking to you, and it felt very Fallout-y to me. Um, the way how when you play Fallout, at least Fallout 4, when you talk to a character and they're in front of you and they're just talking like you and I are doing here, and they're moving
Yeah.
around and everything. I was like, okay, I'm all for this. I'm all for this game because everybody wanted to see gameplay of this. We saw the little thing last year. We didn't see much of the gameplay. There have been images that had leaked throughout the year, and we didn't know if it was real, fake, what it was. Some people said it could have been an old build of the game. We're not sure, but very interested in checking this game out. And I don't know how much of the building I will do. Probably like a little bit here and there when I play the game. Like
Yeah.
I was trying to build up a settlement in Fallout 4, and it looks like complete crap. But I was like, I'm just gonna. It looks like the building is going to be a little bit easier in this one. That's one of the things I didn't like about the Fallout 4 building was it was not an overhead view. So it looks like they're doing an overhead view so you can just kind of plant your buildings where you want and then attach things to them and make it a little bit easier to see what you're doing. Because trying to build something in front of you, you're just like,
is that straight? Is
is
this
this straight?
straight?
Nope. Nope. Okay, I put a wall there, and now the wall is outside of the building. What the hell?
Yeah.
So I like that they gave you that overview look to, and I was like, okay, all right. So, and that was the end of the show. That was it. And like I said, there's gonna be supposedly another show this week sometime. They did it last year too with E3. They're gonna probably show off some more stuff that they didn't have time to show us at this show, and there really wasn't a whole lot of Bethesda stuff here. It was supposed to be this big Xbox Bethesda thing, but all they showed was Redfall and Starfield. No Indiana Jones, no Wolfenstein, no Doom, no Quake, nothing. No Evil Within 2, nothing.
Yeah.
Not even a Deathloop on Xbox release, which I think the embargo and the time limit for that is coming up soon. So that should be coming to Xbox soonish, and it'll probably go to Game Pass. But I think what we might see in the show coming up, and if you're watching this, it's probably already happened, but I hope we see something on Perfect Dark. I hope we see something on. I feel like Indiana Jones would have been something they would have shown off at the big show. Same with GoldenEye. I feel like that would have been something they would have shown off at the big show to get people hyped up.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see either one of those. If we do, cool. But there's also supposed to be another Nintendo Direct this week, so they might show the GoldenEye stuff there. And I'm gonna go back to that real quick. A YouTuber I was watching, he said he thinks what they might do, and this would be a cool idea if they did it, was the classic version of GoldenEye goes to Nintendo Switch Online for the N64, and then you pay for the remaster on Switch. The remaster goes to Game Pass for Xbox, and you pay for the classic edition. But I think the remaster is going to have a filter where you can just swap them and be like, okay, classic, new, classic, new. So we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, it's still rumors, and the game's not officially announced, but I would hope they announce it soon because I'm tired of waiting. I started hearing rumblings of that popping back up in January, and at the time, I didn't even think the game was even coming out anymore. I was like, oh, we're never gonna get that GoldenEye remaster, even though it looks incredible, looks great. If you played the Perfect Dark remaster, it looks a lot like that, like upscaled and everything. But it's probably gonna be a stealth drop, to be honest. It's gonna be like, boom, here you go, GoldenEye remastered out. But your final thoughts on the Xbox Showcase?
I found a couple of really exciting ones that I would be interested in possibly trying out. That last one, Starfield, definitely.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
something I would like to get lost in. I like games like
Would you
that.
say you would like to get lost in space?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that one definitely. I would definitely want to play that one. There was a couple other ones in here. The horror ones would be good for like a quick playthrough, possibly. Definitely during October, trying to get the scare out.
Well, I think that's why I think Scorn is coming out in October, so perfect time to play that game.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the end of October. It was like the 21st, so it doesn't give you as much time before Halloween, I think.
Carry it over into November.
Yeah, October 21st is when that one came out. Flintlock, no, that one I would probably be interested in playing, especially like you said, if it's like an Assassin's Creed-ish.
I mean, that's what it looked like to me when I saw the trailer. I was like, but like I said, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to that one, so I don't know exactly what it was like.
Lightyear Frontier looks cute.
Yeah,
I would think that one was a cute one to play.
Well, they said Lightyear, I was like Buzz, like.
Yeah, I thought it was Buzz Lightyear. She was like, what, like the movie? Like they're gonna already have a game for it, but it's not.
Yeah.
Was it this one? you were talking about as
The Benedict one looks
Grounded.
interesting. Yeah, Grounded looks like fun. Definitely we should collab on that one. We should definitely play that one.
That one would be so fun. That and then have like PBD or because it can have 4 players, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's what it said. Yeah,
I believe
that
she
one
has
would
to
be
get Game
fun.
Pass again though, because I don't think she has it right now. But what she said she's gonna get. Well, that's the other thing. Persona is coming to PlayStation 4 and 5 as well. If you
Yeah.
aren't Xbox and you want to play the Persona games on a console, or at least portable on a console, it is coming to PlayStation 5 as well. So I meant to say that earlier and I forgot. Just know, guys, it is coming to the other systems, so you will get the chance to play it if you're not an Xbox, or if you don't have Xbox, or you're not an Xbox person. If you're PlayStation, you're covered. You're good.
And I think Ravenlock would be like the other one I would like to see. The one that
Yeah,
says it's kind of Kingdom Hearts
yeah,
Zelda-ish. That one looks cute. Definitely plays on more of like the fantasy stuff that I like.
yeah.
How about you? Is there something you're
Um,
definitely looking forward
well,
to?
Starfield and Redfall for sure. Definitely.
Yeah,
I love me a good vampire game. Unless it's Countdown
Castlevania.
Vampires for the PS1, because that game sucks so much, and I'm gonna play it on the channel one day. Um, Castlevania, yeah. Castlevania is getting a new animated series, and they released the
Another
trailer.
one?
Yeah, it's gonna be Richter Belmont instead. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, no, Starfield and Redfall were my top draws right there for the show. But Benedict, Cumberbatch, whatever that game's called, Doctor Strange. That game looks fun. Now that I know it's a Metroidvania, I'm all for it. I'm all for that game because I love Metroidvania games.
Yeah.
They're easy to get lost in. Like literally, I get lost in Axiom Verge. I have no idea where the hell I'm going. Um, I wouldn't mind playing Flight Simulator, like I said, but like I said, I'd probably just crash the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Flintlock looks good. I'm gonna try that out. Other than that, there really wasn't a whole lot that like just grabbed my attention. It felt like a lot of indie titles to me. Scorn, definitely gonna play
Mhm.
Scorn when that comes out. As soon as I saw that, Diablo, I will play too. But that'll be a game that I don't buy full price. I didn't buy Diablo 3 full price. I got it when it was on sale.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna be a lot of games that they weren't coming to Game Pass. I was like, we'll wait for a sale. High on Life is another one that's gonna be a playthrough for me. Just because I heard JB Smoove in the trailer, I was like, yes, yes, I love you on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yes, I'm gonna play it because you're in there. But it's also Rick and Morty guys, so I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I will play this. I thought I heard Homer Simpson's voice in there at one point, but he might actually be in the show. I don't know for sure, but yeah, definitely gonna try out those. Other than that, not a whole lot. And then back to the state of play, Stray. I'm gonna play that because
Mhm.
my little kitty cat down here reminds. If they give me a choice to play as a tuxedo cat, I am doing it because that's what my boy looks like. He's sleeping right now, but that's what he looks like. He's a tuxedo.
Mine's right here.
Um, I just keep thinking, I'm like, please don't have anything bad happen to the cat. Thank you. I don't like when animals get hurt in movies or games unless
Same.
it's Far Cry where you have no choice but to take out a bear that's trying to bite
No.
your face off. Even then, I hate
Let
doing
it.
it. I hate doing it. I was like, you know what? You know what? Just kill me. Kill me. Okay.
Yeah, just bite my face.
Red Dead, same thing. There was a bear in Red Dead 2, and it was a legendary bear. And I'm slowly going through, and I was like, I really don't want to kill this bear, but I need that skin in order to craft something.
Yeah.
And he just chewed my face off and said, you know what? Let it happen. Let it happen.
Oh.
I have a video. I'm sitting there slowly, and he just. I was like, oh shit! And I saw it in slow motion. I was like, I had the dead aim on. I said, well, this ain't gonna end well for me.
No.
Let's do it. And he just pounced me and just clawed my face off. I'm like, okay, well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last
So
save.
Stray looks like fun. Trying to remember. There was another game. I don't. Actually, no, it was Scorn. I thought it was like Layers of Fear or something, which is another game that's coming out. Callisto Protocol, definitely gonna play that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the trailer, but there's a scene where you're crawling through this like narrow space and you go past this body that's kind of like this, and then
Ooh.
the eyeball opens up. You're like, ooh, creepy, creepy. I might play that one live so that all the scares can be
No.
authentic and genuine. And now me, I don't get scared at games a lot. PT, like I said, scared the soul right out of me. So Those are the games that I'm looking forward to. I might play the Hot Wheels DLC if I feel like playing for. God, I did it again. Forza,
Horizon.
Forza Horizon 5. If I feel like playing that, I'll definitely do the DLC. But other than that, not much else on the shows that really grab me.
Yeah.
I just found out, I'm reading here that there's going to be an Assassin's Creed um, presentation celebration
Oh,
this week. So they might be announcing a new Assassin's Creed game. We could possibly talk about that in the next episode because
sweet.
it's happening after this has been recorded. So uh, definitely going to be on the lookout for that. I probably won't go crazy and watch it, you know, live or anything. I'll just, because Assassin's Creed is kind of, I'm a little burnt out on that series. Same with Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
it's
I'm just
yeah.
burnt out. Like that's why Call of Duty, when I watched the gameplay, they showed the gameplay for Call of Duty at Summer Game Fest, and I said, if you play one game, you played them all because it looks exactly like Modern Warfare 1. Doesn't look
Yeah.
any different from the last game. It looks the same. Um, so I probably won't play that one when it's brand new. I'll wait for a sale on that one. I even told my dad, I said, don't
Definitely.
even get it for me for Christmas. I don't want it.
Well, what about what's new with you?
What
So,
is
been
new
a couple
with
weeks.
So I had a cough there. What is new with me? Well, I have been doing more long plays on YouTube, more playthroughs. I like doing long plays because I can knock out a game in one go. So far, I have done Jurassic Park on the Genesis and Jurassic Park Rampage Edition on the Genesis. I have a review for Jurassic Park, but it probably won't be going up this week because this episode is going to be going up on Wednesday. And then the secondary for the PlayStation Plus portion of this will go up on Friday. So
Yeah.
definitely check out that one too if you're if you're just wanting to see one little thing in this episode and you want to watch that, but you want to see it with some gameplay, definitely check out the secondary video of this. It'll be the same thing. Um, I'm also, like I said, halfway through Final Fantasy VII Remake. I just fought the giant house. I started streaming Sonic Adventure on not the Dreamcast version, but it is the Dreamcast version, but it's on the Xbox Series X. I streamed that. I swear to God, that was a 4 hour stream, and I had to go to work the next day, and I was done streaming that game at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and so by the end of it, I was just like, yeah, thanks for coming in. Blah, 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 blah. See you Tuesday.
Yeah.
um, so I meant to stream that on Thursday again, playing. So what I'm doing with Sonic Adventure is I'm playing each character's story in their own stream. So Sonic's was the
Yeah.
longest. I played his first. Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Big the Cat, Ed 209. I'm just gonna call him that because he looks like Ed 209, but friendlier, not deadlier. Wow, that rhymed.
Yeah.
And so I tried to play Tails' story on Thursday last week, but I didn't know I didn't know where my game save was. I kind of lost it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, where's my game save? Oh crap. Where's my game save? And I couldn't find it, so I had to start completely over. And I'm gonna be playing that again. But the plan for that is to go through each character and get Super Sonic at the end. And I think in order to get Super Sonic, you have to get 100% with everybody. So I can
Yeah.
probably get away with jumping into Tails' story on Thursday without playing through Sonic's storyline again, if that makes sense. But I'm
Yeah.
still playing through, but I need to get 100%. And I'm about halfway through his story, but the controls are just so god awful in that game. Oh my god, it's such a train wreck to get through anything in that game. Like I died probably 7 or 8 times in the last boss
Yeah.
fight, and even one of the viewers was like, "I'm not even playing this game. And I'm getting frustrated." I said, "Yep, I feel the pain. I feel your pain. I'm getting frustrated with this too." Um, as far as other playthroughs go, I'm still working through Medal of Honor. I have 2 episodes ready to go, but they're not going to be uploaded this week, probably next week. I'm trying to alternate between long plays and playthroughs, but I'm also going to be starting up Siphon Filter again with the PS5 version because it's so damn pretty. Um, yes, it's still a PS1 game, but it's crisper and prettier and clearer, and I love it. Definitely gonna do that. I might even stream at least one character for Resident Evil for the uh, the updated version, so that people can see what that one's like on a stream. But other than
Yeah.
that, nothing else. I want to try and start doing movie reviews too. But I want to do like basically talk about the movie and then key moments from the movie that I enjoyed in the movie and just my thought process going through when I first saw these key moments in the movies and stuff. So it won't be a like full on review, plot breakdown or anything like that. Just key moments that I enjoyed in the movies. You know, like the T-Rex breakout scene in Jurassic Park. I was hiding under the seat the whole time, or Indiana Jones when the giant boulder fell down. I was hiding under the seat the whole time. Oh, yeah, I'm kidding. No, I really was hiding under the seat for both those scenes because they scared me when I was a kid. But just stuff like that, you know. I'm not sure when I will even be able to do them, but it's just something I want to. Something I want to do. I want to kind of get some non-gaming stuff going on the channel too, which is kind of what we're doing here in a way.
Yeah,
But we're still talking about games.
kind
But
of
we're also talking about movies that are based on games or TV shows and this and that. So
shows. Yeah,
and you did say you wanted to do a like MCU episode, so that's definitely something I am
yeah.
down for doing and talking about. Yeah. So that's about it for
Yeah.
me. What about you? What are you up to these days?
So been on vacation, sick, family things, currently dealing with a neck injury, so I look like a statue most of this episode, but I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
I'm in extreme pain.
I mean, so
Um
does Kurt Angle, but he he
yeah.
won an Olympic gold medal with a broken neck.
um playing we beat Halo 2, so Halo
Ooh,
3.
ooh, 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 ooh.
Going to be also playing some more Tiny Tina's Wonderland, so that's always fun. We've Halo the series ended, so since last episode,
I'm still not through
season
episode one.
finale. Yeah, season finale was amazing. So good. I can't wait for next season, which will probably be next year, which is crazy and disappointing, but always time for you to catch up then. So that
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
actually watch
I got
it.
to finish Obi-Wan first, so
Yeah.
um, that's a great show. I love it.
If you don't fall asleep
No, 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 no.
while you're finishing
Honestly,
it.
Obi-Wan, I've managed to stay awake for. I haven't seen episode 4, but I have episode 4. I've seen the first 3 episodes, and I was able to because a lot. I mean, the thing with Obi-Wan is I loved his character in the prequels, so I was all excited for this one. But
Yeah.
anyways, continue with what you've been up to.
Um, Finished one anime,
Mhm.
Aquarion, which I'll eventually review and stuff on here. And started Aquarian Evo, which definitely has a gap of when the first Aquarian, I'm gonna say was like 95. Like that's how the graphics was, that's how the Funimation
Like
block came up.
Pokemon, or is Pokemon not Funimation? Am I thinking of Dragon Ball Z?
You might be.
Okay,
Funimation isn't Pokemon, I think.
I think it's Dragon
But
Ball.
yeah, the Funimation's first logo, it was just like a block color and it just said Funimation. That's
Yeah,
how old the first one is.
yeah,
And then the new one is the cute one with the little anime girl and stuff like that that pops up. And I'm like, okay, it's been a long time since we've been waiting on this one.
right.
So I started that one, which looks like it's gonna be slightly different. I'm gonna start playing on the weekends, like just going through the anime series
Hmm.
with everybody in Discord so that we can all just watch along and stuff like that. We'll start doing that probably this weekend because I just started that new anime, so we can start with that one. Projects really kind of been working on TikTok. Got a couple of videos
Yeah, I've been
recorded and
seeing
stuff like
those.
that. So, definitely trying to get that built up more since that one video blew up. Um, just trying to keep people interested and get them on over to like Twitch and stuff like that to watch streams. Getting back to streaming tomorrow, actually. So it'll
Nice.
be yesterday when this when this actually comes up.
Oh,
But
yeah.
um
So
yeah,
Tuesdays and
definitely getting back.
Thursdays is when you stream, right?
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Thursdays, but Thursday was like Halo episode, so we
Right.
just watched the episode in Discord. But now that
That's
that's over for a good amount of time,
yeah.
gonna be streaming on those 3 days again.
That's why we're not able to pop in each other's stream because we stream at the same time.
Yeah, and I think you go to bed before I do usually, so you
Well,
might end your stream.
every time I've ended my stream and try to go watch yours, you've already been off, like done with your stream. Like I think we end around the same time.
Okay, so
For
9 o'clock
me,
your time.
yeah, well, sometimes I go until 10. I try not to go past 10:30 my time because if it takes 30 minutes for me just to wind down and everything
Yeah, yeah,
and you know, check I like to check stats and everything, see how well each stream did, see if one did better or worse than the other one. I know you said don't look at your numbers, but usually with the streams, I like to see how they did compared to the previous one, and then just the next one, I'll be like, okay, let's go bigger and better. But again, every stream's not going to be the same as the last one.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good thing I didn't stream last Thursday because I felt it in my bones that it wasn't gonna be a good one regardless. I was like, I'm not feeling it today. And I had started already, and I was like, I'm just not feeling it. So I just ended it and deleted the video because it really
Yeah.
wasn't much
Yeah.
going on there. I was trying to figure out which freaking save was which.
Save.
Um, but yeah, I now that you're streaming on Thursdays again, if I'm ever not doing a stream on Thursday, I'll pop in definitely and chat it up with you and all that fun
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, like you said, we're streaming around the same time, so it's hard to be in there, in no time zones.
Somebody asked
But
me if I would do a 24-hour stream, and I said if I know I wouldn't die at the end of it, yes, maybe.
I think I did it was more than I think it was more than 8 hours. It was like a 10-hour stream. I think it was like a birthday stream I did, and I was surprised I made it, but I think I went through like 4 NOSes to survive it, and then I
The
crashed.
Yeah, the longest I've ever gone was
I'm too old for that crap.
almost 6 hours. I started at noon, and I forgot what I was playing one game, and then it might have actually just been The Last of Us Part 2 that I was playing the entire stream. I said, let's go ahead and finish it. And it took me a very, 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 very,
Ugh.
very long time to finish that last part. Because somebody goes, oh, you got about 4 or 5 hours left of the game. I was like, really? Nah, that's fine. And
No!
it took a huge chunk out of that day, but it was last year. No, it was 2020. And I was out of work. So I was like, what else am I doing? Might as well
Yeah,
just
yeah.
stream the rest of this game. I think part of it was I kept dying in a boss fight. And
Oof. Yeah.
it was just kicking my butt. So yeah, I'm definitely. When I was playing Jurassic Park on Genesis, there was one level I died probably like 10 times in a row, because part of the game was glitched, and I was like, oh. So what I did was I just got quiet, and then when I got to the part where I was actually able to make it through the rest of the level, I cut that part out. So I was like, oh, just keep the deaths in there. I was like, it was 1 or 2, fine, but not 20 in a row. No,
No, yeah, that
no,
gets frustrating. I
you,
mean
you don't want to watch a video of a playthrough and the person's dying over and over again. That's how you get negative comments.
yeah, definitely. So if anybody has any suggestions on what you would like us to talk about next, because we do also other topics, like next time we're probably gonna be doing the retro versus modern finally.
Yeah,
This we're gonna have a guest, correct?
I got to talk to her, but yeah, we should have a guest for
Okay.
that.
Okay, and who is it? So we can
It is my friend Apesmeister over on Twitch. She plays a lot of retro. No, that's all. I've never really seen her play a modern game because when I first found her, she was playing some odd Donkey Kong game on DS, and
Mm,
I thought it was really cool. And then she was playing that, not the terrible Wizard of Oz game, but the one on DS, which actually is a fun game from what I've heard. So she plays a lot of awesome retro games. She does a lot of themes each month, and definitely that is somebody that we want to interview and talk about retro
sweet.
versus modern and see, put her take on it, on what she thinks about older games compared to newer games. And then again, we might bring up the whole idea of retro prices just skyrocketing. I saw the other day a copy of Diddy Kong Racing. It was a not for resale version, and the store wanted $2,000 for it.
No.
And people were like, you can find that for $30 without that not for resale sign on it. So
Yeah.
um I think it's because it was not for resale. It's probably bundled where something special about it that they wanted that much money for. And I was like, nah,
Wow.
forget it.
So that's
Not happening.
that's the next episode. If anybody has, like I said, any questions, topic suggestions, you can find us in the links below. We have multiple different platforms, including YouTube here, that you can contact us on. And like I said, modern versus retro, we'll get to that. We'll have a guest, have interview, we'll talk about it, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to wrap up on?
No, that is it. And like I said, I am sorry that the stream sorry, the podcast is happening on uploading on a Wednesday. Normally the episodes go up on Mondays, but sometimes,
Life.
last couple of weeks, life happens, and we're unable to record on Sundays. Yesterday, I was actually unable to do it because I was watching the Xbox thing, so that's why I was unable
Yeah.
to do anything with that one. But yeah, no, definitely, if you haven't already checked out the other episodes, if you did enjoy this episode, be sure to give us a like, a thumbs up, ring the bell to be notified when videos go live, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You know, all the fancy schmancy stuff people say at the end of every episode. All that. And we'll definitely catch you guys in the next episode. Sorry, I'm having trouble
We'll
speaking
check
today.
you out.
We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.